And then we're just circulating the roster around, and we'll get started shortly. Yes, because we thought it was gonna be a larger class, but we needed more time. Awesome. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. Okay. She asked me. Perfect. And the roster circulating on everybody. So, are you all done with school? I sent my son to school today and he was like, why? Like, because I know like this whole week for, the regular school is optional. Is this week optional for you all? Like, how does the homeschool schedule work?
For me, it just depends if I get it done. I'm already finished with everything, so.
Congratulations. Did y'all have a good weekend?
Yes.
All right. Did anyone go to the beach?
No.
I figured it was gonna be too crowded, and after seeing some of the, reports of what had happened, kind of glad I didn't go out there. So again, we're circulating the roster now. Restrooms are all the way down the hall. In about an hour, we'll give you all a restroom break, and I do apologize for the temperature in the room. The air went out. Of course, the air will go out right before your class, right? The air went out, but I'll get that addressed as soon as this class is done. All right, so if you'll sign in for me, we only have a few more people left to sign in. So while we're signing in, why do you want to be a babysitter?
I don't wanna go.
All right, so someone else go first. Why do you want to be a babysitter? Yes,
I want to be able to take care of my younger siblings and in case something happens.
that is awesome. Anyone else? Why be a babysitter? Why help parents take care of small kids? It's okay because you want to make some extra money. Yes, why?
Yeah, I want the money, but also because I don't really have younger siblings, so it'd be kind of like
It's a way to substitute. Yeah, I can have access to kids, but they don't have to be in my house. Understood, understood. Someone else, why do you want to babysit? So, back to you.
Yeah. I'm ready this time. I, come from a military family. I have 3 siblings. I have a twin.
Wow.
So, also, because of being a military family, we've moved a lot. So I've met all these different types of children in different age groups. So I guess now I just wanna be able to,
Put it all together.
yeah.
Yeah, work with, and that's wonderful. So the first time I really dealt with a kid was when I had one. That is not the time to learn about kids. All right, so even as a nurse, when I decided when I was gonna become a nurse, I only wanted to work with adults because I was afraid of kids. So I can kind of understand if you're hesitant to take care of a child, because I was there and I was an adult hesitant to take care of children. What I also can tell you is that you should be very proud of yourselves for actually signing up for this course, for taking the time, because you're gonna learn more about taking care of kids and babies than some adults do right now, okay? So, how much do you think you should charge? Everyone sign in? Have you thought about it yet? Any idea, any guesstimates? How much should you charge for your babysitting services? Yes.
I'm already babysitting. I charge $15 an hour.
Do you charge differently on the weekends or based on the age of the child?
I kind of just worked it out with the parent.
Very good.
So she asked me what, my price range was. And she has 3 kids, so I charge $15 per hour for that whole.
And now, that was before even receiving any certifications. So now you get to add a certification to your resume.
Yes.
So the certifications, as you're going around, you're gonna receive a certificate from us saying that you've completed the Child and Babysitting Safe Sitter course. It's gonna say that you completed basic first aid. This is not a full first aid class. You will learn CPR. You're gonna learn how to save someone's life, but we can't teach you everything about first aid during this course. And then as far as you being a first responder, you're not. You're a babysitter. All right, you're just keeping the kids safe, and if something were to happen, we wanna make sure that you know how to take care of basic injuries, and if something's beyond your control, what do?
You call 911.
You call 911, and sometimes you're calling 911 before you call the parents. Okay, if it's really bad, you call 911 first, and we can call the parents second. All right, we're about to get started, so. All right, so my name is Eunice. Hey, you can call me Nurse E, you can call me Miss E. I'll be your instructor today, and probably for a long time, as long as you're in the state of Florida, in Jacksonville. We also do all types of CPR and medical and safety training, so hopefully this won't be my first time interacting with you all. The one way in and out is the door you came through. In about an hour, we're gonna take a restroom break, and the restrooms are all the way down the hall. I do have bottles of water, but they're not refrigerated. And if you get hungry, if you didn't bring your own snack, thank you so much. We do have a nourishment room where we can get you some snacks. All right, so Sophia, hello. Who's Sophia? Hello, Sophia. Ashlyn, hello. Sylvia, hello, Sylvia. Cameron, hi, Cameron. Emma Grace, hi, Emma Grace. Uh-oh, Kaylee, I said it. All right, good morning, Kaylee. Gabby, is it Gabby or Gaby? Gabby, good morning, Gabby. Anastasia, good morning. Eloise, did I say it right?
It's Eloise.
Eloise, oh.
Everybody gets it wrong the first time.
So I'm gonna have to actually write that out. Eloise, good morning, dear.
Good morning.
Help me out. Carson, good morning, Carson and Antonio. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Tell me, when you had the conversation with your parents about, Mom, Dad, I want to be a babysitter, how did that conversation go?
She said, "Oh, you have to do the CPR. You have to be very prepared. To have a first aid kit, all this. Then you can do that."
Yes, a parent who understands. What about you, gentlemen? When you talk to your parents, you want to be a babysitter, what's the first thing they said to you?
Be responsible.
Be responsible. So we're going to show a quick video talking about just some of the basics of being a babysitter. And then if you look at your agenda, which is on your table. Thank you so much. This is our course outline for today, everybody. So we're going to talk about the business of babysitting. Yes, ma'am.
My pen doesn't work.
It does that sometimes. Sometimes it's the table. So if your pen isn't working, I promise you, there are new pens. Just turn your paper over, do a little scribble, and then let me know if you still have that issue. Okay? I know. Or you may have to write on top of a piece of paper. It worked that time. Awesome. Yes. All right, so everyone's pen works. You just have to double up the papers if it's not working on the tables. So we're going to talk about the business of babysitting, and then babysitting safety, conflict resolution, how to handle those difficult kids, playtime. And that's what we have the little bins on your tables. I want you to actually go in and show me which would be appropriate for an infant, which would be appropriate for a toddler, because all of that matters. If you give an infant the wrong toy, it's going to be a choking hazard. After we talk about playtime, we're going to learn caregiving skills, and that's when I'll give you a break in between. I actually have to see you feed the baby, burp the baby, change the diaper, and yes, there's something special in the diaper.
Yes!
Not too special.
Good.
All right, so I want you all to treat the babies as if they are real babies, because believe it or not, these babies are like $150 each. That's how much they cost me. So when you pick the baby up, I want you to use 2 hands. If it drops on the floor, I'm telling your mom and your dad. Do not drop the baby. And then after that, we'll do basic first aid and CPR. So you're gonna have a lot of information you're gonna learn about 3 or 4 hours. And then that 56-page ebook that I sent you. When you get time to rest, once school stops, school's done, you can go back and review, because I can't cover everything. I can't cover seizures. I can't cover all these other illnesses that could happen when a child is in your care. So this is just the basics. All right, you ready to begin?
Yes.
Let's get started. I make a better nurse than I do an IT person, so just bear with me, young people.
In this video, we will share some important safety concerns that you should be aware of before accepting a job as a babysitter. 1. Always get emergency contact information and make sure you know how to contact the parents in case of an emergency. 2. Make sure that you know the house rules and guidelines for the children. 3. If possible, meet the children before babysitting so you can get to know them. 4. Also, ask for a tour of the house and look for hazards such as stairs or extension cords. 5. Make sure that all electrical cords and outlets are safe and secure. 6. Ask if the family has pets, because you might also be responsible for caring for their pets too. 7. Never leave a child unattended, even for a short period of time.
We're gonna go back through and review each one.
Keep all dangerous chemicals and sharp objects out of reach of children. 9. Know where all first aid supplies are located in the house. Also, learn CPR and basic first aid before caring for others. 10. If there is a pool in the backyard, make sure that you know the rules and guidelines for the children around the pool. 11. It's important to regularly check on the children when they are sleeping to ensure that they are safe. 12. Always keep a phone nearby in case of an emergency. 13. If you have to leave the house for any reason, make sure that there is another responsible adult to take care of the children. 14. Make sure that you have the parents' permission before allowing any visitors or friends to come over to the house. 15. Ask if you are required to answer the phone. If so, never tell the caller that you are the babysitter or that you are home alone with the kids. 16. If you have to drive the children anywhere, make sure that you have the parents' permission and use proper car seats and seat belts. 17. Keep all doors and windows locked at all times, especially if you are alone. 18. Don't give any medication to the children unless you have the parents' permission and know how to administer it properly. 19. Always be aware of your surroundings and trust your instincts if you feel uncomfortable or unsafe. 20. In case of a fire or other emergency, make sure that you have a plan in place for evacuation. 21. If there is a security system in the house, make sure that you know how to use it properly. 22. Always communicate with the parents about any concerns or issues that come up. 23. If you are unsure about what to do in a particular situation, don't hesitate to call the parents or emergency services. Remember that the safety and well-being of the children is your top priority as a babysitter. However, your safety is important too. Therefore, always get your parents' permission before accepting a ride home from an adult. Also, create an alert phrase, such as, "Mom, how is Sam doing?" to notify your parents if you are feeling uncomfortable or unsafe while babysitting. We know that those were a lot of safety concerns to consider. Please watch this video again with your parents so that we can not only keep the kids in your care safe, but you also experience. But it's important to keep safety in mind at all times.
All right, everybody.
In
let's
this
talk about the
video,
first one.
we will share some important safety concerns that you should be aware of before accepting a job as a babysitter. 1. Always get emergency contact information.
All right, so the first thing I want you to write down, you can write on the back of your paper, you can write on the note section, is you have to know how to contact the parents. And let's say you're babysitting overnight, maybe you should get the contact information for multiple adults. So you want to have a point of contact.
information and make sure you know how to contact the parents in case of an emergency. 2. Make sure that you know the house rules and guidelines for the children.
So my son embarrasses me, you all. House rules. If he goes to your house, put up the candy dish. Cause what is he going to do?
Eat the candy.
Eat
That's what I would do.
all of your candy. So what are the house rules? What about internet? What about laptops? You wanna be asking these questions because when the parents are away, the kids are gonna be watching things sometimes that their parents probably won't allow them to watch. And so I do want you checking in on those kids often, and if you are able to, watch the TV shows with them, okay? Any questions on those two? So what was the first one, everybody?
Emergency coordinators.
Okay, and what's the second one? House rules.
3. If possible, meet the children before babysitting so you can get to know them.
I'm gonna call number 3 the interview, the interview. Why is it important to interview the family?
To see if you feel safe around them.
Yes, yes. And what if the kids are bad and you realize this during the interview? Do you have to accept that job?
No.
No, and if you do, charge appropriately. Your safety is important, so you want to interview the family. And when you're interviewing them, one of the videos I want to talk about is pets. Sometimes pets are like having additional kids. So if you have to do a whole bunch with the pets and take care of the kids, that's probably not the first job that I ask you to take. And if they have infants, how many of you all are comfortable taking care of small babies? So about 2 people, 3 people raised their hands. If you're not comfortable taking care of small babies, one of the first things you can do is be a parent's helper, where you go in, maybe they'll pay you half the rates, and you just help the mom all day with the baby. And that way you'll learn how to take care of the baby, and then you can start babysitting in small hour time limits, like 2 hours, 4 hours, and work your way up. But if you're not comfortable with small babies, don't take that job.
Four. Also, ask for a tour of the house and look for hazards such as stairs or extension cords. 5. Make sure that all
Right, so number 4 was, take a tour of the house. What hazards are unique to those who can crawl around versus a school-age child? What's the difference?
Outlets.
Outlets,
They can
so,
stick their tiny fingers inside of them.
now what else can someone who crawls do? Antonio, a baby who's crawling, what would be a hazard? Besides sticking their finger in the outlet?
Anything on the floor that may harm them?
Yeah, so you have to keep the floors, make sure nothing's in their way, because they're gonna put it in their mouth, yes.
Stairs.
Those stairs, and so how do we protect kids from stairs? What should the parents have near the stairway?
Baby gate.
The baby gates. So when you're doing your tour of the house, you're looking for all of this stuff. It's like, this is a lot of responsibility, but if you don't have that in place when you go to babysit, the baby could be injured. Okay? Now, I stopped the video here because we're talking about the electrical outlets and the cords. This is a no-no. If there are kids in the house, smaller kids, how do we protect them?
You have the covers.
We have the covers, and when we go into our little baskets in a few minutes, you're gonna see the covers, and if you don't know how to put one in, I'll show you how to place one. You just push it in, and that way it's gonna be a flat surface so that the kid won't injure themselves.
If the family doesn't have the covers,
Mhm.
do you bring your own, like, should you do that?
I would not, however, I would let them know what I require before I come.
Okay.
And they can get those from the dollar store for $1.25. So that's an easy fix, okay? If they can afford a babysitter, they can afford some outlet covers.
All electrical cords and outlets are safe and secure. 6. Ask if the family has pets, because you might also be responsible for caring for their pets too.
Alright, so how many of you all have pets at home? Oh, that's good. Alright, so who's the dog lover? Who's the cat lover? So you have something unique you can add on your resumes. You like dogs and cats. Cause these cats are mean, so if you have a whole bunch of cats in your house, I probably would not be the sitter for you, okay?
We also have, guinea pigs, a guinea pig and 2 birds.
So, yeah, so
We have
look,
rats. Well, my older sister has
alright, so who has snakes?
Well, what?
I had one.
Snakes
too many. I was walking in the backyard once without my shoes on and I stepped over one.
Oh.
I will never walk outside without shoes again.
So those are things that you wanna consider if you're gonna be a safe babysitter. What pets does the family have? And do you want to be responsible for the pet?
7, never leave a child unattended, even for a short period of time.
Both of these are just wrong. The first one, the baby had toilet paper, because you left him in the bathroom too long by himself. Toilet paper was an easy cleanup. What do we know about babies and toilets?
They like to climb inside them.
They like to climb inside of them, and because their heads are larger than their bodies, if they go head first,
They can
even
get
the
stuck.
toilet can be something they can actually drown in. So what do you think you should do after potty time? Do you keep, close the door and do what else?
Lock it.
So I probably wouldn't lock it, but I would lower that lid on that toilet, okay? And that way you're always escorting the kids into the bathroom. Alright, so the parents could have helped you out. This would not have happened if the parents had done what?
My Uncle Adam used to have the little child block on those because we would like to climb inside them.
Alright, so that would be one way to prevent, cause kids like to explore and they're strong and they're now opening up things and they're pulling onto things. But this is a danger. So a good babysitter would of course follow the infant around the house as they're crawling through, but then a good parent would not have even had cabinets that were able to open, because we know that they're little explorers.
8, keep all dangerous chemicals and sharp objects out of reach of children. 9, know where all first aid supplies are located in the house. Also, learn CPR and basic first aid before caring for others.
Alright, so be honest, judgment-free zone, how many of you babysitters have first aid kits in your house?
I have like 4 all around the house.
So half and half, so here it is, now you as the babysitter, you're expecting a parent to be like, hey, I know you have to do everything else for this child, but don't forget, I need you to have a first aid kit too. So, if you don't want to embarrass the parent, you can ask your parent to go ahead and purchase you a little small first aid kit that can fit in your bag, okay? I usually keep a first aid kit in each of my vehicles and 2 at my house. Did you want to say something? No. Okay. And so this maybe costs $10, but it's my little personal first aid kit that I can keep with me. If the family does have a first aid kit, having a first aid kit isn't enough. I need you to open up the first aid kit to make sure all the Band-Aids haven't already been used, okay?
10, if there is a pool in the backyard, make sure that you know the rules and guidelines for the children around the pool.
So pool safety. In the video that we just showed, that was a school age, it was an older child, and it was a little kiddie pool, not a problem. The worst that's gonna happen is he's gonna get grass burn or something as he's running up to the pool. But what if that was a toddler? Okay, so you really wanna make sure, if the parents, I would recommend that you don't watch kids at the pool, okay? I just think it's an extra hazard that you shouldn't have to deal with, but you make that decision when you're interviewing the family, and also speak with your parents.
11, it's important to regularly check on the children when they are sleeping to ensure that they are safe.
Alright, so 11, check on the sleeping kids. What do you know about kids who are too quiet?
Something's wrong.
Something's wrong. So if they're quiet for too long, I need you to check on them. I would probably, if they don't have the infant monitors, just put a chair in the room. That way you can do your homework, or you can watch TV in the room while the kid's sleeping. You all have your earbuds, that way we know that the baby's safe. Alright, so this is somebody who's at the door, stranger danger. It says to always have the phone near you. You always wanna have a phone nearby.
12. Always keep a phone nearby in case of an emergency. 13. If you have to leave the house for any reason, make sure that there is another responsible adult to take care of the children.
So our favorite granny, and I'll get you all some more paper, I see you're zooming through this one sheet of paper. Our favorite granny went outside to take the trash. Guess what one of the kids in her care did? Locked her out. So, I don't care what you have to do not go out that door. If there's not another responsible person inside of that house, these kids are Houdinis. You're gonna get tricked by a kid. Watch the TV, watch the movie Home Alone, okay? This is what's gonna happen. So you don't wanna leave the kid in the house by themselves because they may lock you outside the door and you can't get back in.
14. Make sure that you have the parents' permission before allowing any visitors or friends to come over to the house.
And that one is self-explanatory, okay? Ask permission before you have visitors.
15. Ask if you are required to answer the phone. If so, never tell the caller that you are the babysitter or that you are home alone with the kids.
Alright, so let's do a little scenario. So you wanna know if you have to answer the phone. The house phone rings, and I'm the caller. Who wants to role play with me?
Oh,
Alright, so,
doing that, so fun.
alright, so, remind me of your name.
Emma Grace.
Emma Grace. Ring, ring. So you can say whatever residence you wanna say. So you can say, hello, the William residence.
Hello, the William resident.
Hi, my name is Eunice, and I'm calling to speak with Miss Sarah.
Miss Sarah's busy right now. Can I take a message?
It's really important that I speak with her. Is she home?
She's busy right now.
But it's really important I speak with her. And who are you again? I'm a friend of the family. Never say you're the babysitter. Give her applause, everybody. Great job. And now, if I persist, what can Emma Grace do? Is she allowed to hang up the phone? Yes. So, okay, now I have to go. Bye. Click, okay? And then what do you want to do after that happens? Because that would be scary. What's the
Call
next?
parents.
Call the parents and let them know that Miss Eunice called and she was kind of aggressive on the phone and it concerns you. What about somebody at the door? How do you address that?
You lock the doors.
Okay, so the doors are locked and now I'm knocking at the door, I'm ringing the doorbell.
Make sure you see who it is before you open the door.
Or don't open the door at all. All right, do not open the door if the parents have not told you explicitly, hey, we expect grandma to come at 10:45 a.m. You can open up the door for grandma. And what do most parents now have at the door so they can see things? Ring doorbell. Let them answer their own phones, their own doorbells, yes.
Yeah, my parents are actually going to get one of those because we actually had an accident at the front door because I was home alone and like a stranger walked up to the door and knocked on our door. And I was home alone watching our dog.
That's one of the scariest things ever. I left my son home alone and told him not to go to the door, and I see this strange man talking to someone through the door. My son started talking to the stranger. And then the stranger started cursing and just being very belligerent. And so for your safety, don't go near the door, don't answer the door unless you're told to do so. Act like no one's home, even if they hear the kids on the inside. No, you don't have to go to the door, okay? What if they have a package? It's a big package, it's Christmas time.
You let them, you put it on the, you let it sit on the porch.
You let it sit on the porch. What if they say it needs to be signed for? Hey, I have a package for you, it needs to be signed for. Someone has to sign.
Don't answer.
Don't answer, okay? Or they can leave it with the neighbor, okay? All right, great job, everybody. How many of you all drive? It's coming, all right, so it's so-so.
No, I'm
16. If you have to drive the children anywhere, make sure that you have the parents' permission to use proper car seats and seatbelts.
That's like a year away from me.
17,
I don't even
keep
need
all
to
doors
do
and
it.
windows locked at all times, especially if you are alone. 18, don't give any medication to the children unless you have the parents' permission and know how to administer it properly.
So 17 was keep the windows and doors locked at all times. And then 18 had to deal with medications. So Anastasia, this child's I'm having an asthma attack. I have my emergency inhaler. So it just depends on the age of the child and also what you've spoken to the parents about. Because that's an emergency, but how many of you all have friends who have their asthma pumps with them at school or in the neighborhood? Usually they know how to use their own inhalers, but I would still call the parent to let them know that they've had to use the inhaler in case it gets worse. What about Epi-Pens? How many of y'all have allergies? Severe allergies. So during the class today, you're gonna learn how to use the Epi-Pen. Because if the child has a severe allergy and they start having an allergic reaction, we're gonna have to administer epinephrine to them. So it's not anything major at this point, but it's like I wanna prevent it. If you have to use the Epi-Pen, you're also calling who?
The parents.
The
Parents and
911.
911. So I was at Publix, you all, and this concerned me so much. There was an older lady who had fallen and who was bleeding. The workers at Publix were literally trying to pick her up and make her walk. And I'm like, no, they have wheelchairs. So I rushed to go get her a wheelchair. And because she was an older lady who had fallen and who now had skin tears that were bleeding, I say, hey, what's the address here? They didn't know the address. That's really, really, really bad. The workers at the grocery store didn't know the address. Whether they were new workers, old workers, it didn't matter. And so now I'm on the phone with 911 like, hey, I'm on Publix over here on Roosevelt. That's all I can tell you. So if you're gonna be calling 911, what do you think they're gonna be asking you? What information?
What's the address?
What's the
So you can
address?
send.
All right, so because when you become panicked, you may forget the address. What could you look at to find the address quickly?
Writing,
The fridge.
the writing on paper.
The writing on the fridge, and so you're gonna, when you have that contact list, that's one of the things you wanna put down. You wanna actually write down the address. Maybe you can find a piece of mail that may have the address on it.
19, always be aware of your surroundings and trust your instincts if you feel uncomfortable or unsafe. 20, in case of a fire or other emergency, make sure that you have a plan in place for evacuation.
So, fire safety as a babysitter. What do you think your priority is? Putting out the fire or getting the kids out of danger?
Getting kids out of danger.
Getting the kids out of danger, okay? You're not trying to stop and get a whole bunch of items. You get those kids, you get outside, ask the parents which neighbors do they trust if there's an emergency. You go to that neighbor's house and that neighbor can call 911. You are not trying to put out the fire. How do you prevent fires?
Not using the stove.
Don't use the stove. And if you do use the stove around small kids, which eyes on the stove do you use? Do you use the front eyes? The back. And how should the handle be?
Facing the back.
Facing the back. And you're doing that because little kids like to reach up, they can burn themselves. And if they get that handle just a little bit, they can actually have the hot water, the hot fluid pour on them. Do you think that babysitters should have to cook? Parents should have things prepared. You can microwave, you can do a little simple stuff, maybe put some french fries in the air fryer, whatever your comfort is. But if they're asking you to cook, say it with me. Say, that's beyond my pay grade.
That's beyond my pay grade.
21, if there is a security system in the house, make sure that you know how to use it properly. 22, always communicate with the parents about any concerns or issues that come up.
Right. What was the 21 again? Security.
Make sure you know how to use the security, the alarm. Okay. So some of y'all may be babysitting overnight, so you wanna make sure you know how to use it. And then this one, the little girl was just harassing a poor babysitter. I would tell.
What's the title for?
Any concerns, discuss any concerns with the parents.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It looks like 23 is going to be calling 911.
23. If you are unsure about what to do in a particular situation, don't hesitate to call the parents or emergency services. Remember that the safety and well-being of the children is your top priority as a babysitter. However, your safety is important too.
All right, so let's talk about keeping you safe. We have a lot of ways to keep a kid safe. What are some suggestions you have about keeping yourself safe? You're not gonna answer the phone unless the parents tell you to. You're not gonna open that door. What about when it's time to go home? Your parents have a flat tire.
You wait for them.
You wait for them. Be very careful getting in the car alone with an adult. Even though the adult could be seemingly trustworthy when they're around their own family, when they get you alone in that car, you could be in danger. So if your parents don't say, hey, you can go home with Mr. or Mrs. Smith, do not get in that car. Any other things you can think of?
Be on the phone with them the entire time to make it seem like you're
Very good.
somebody's picking you up soon as somebody is walking past the house.
So you all heard that, stay in communication with your family. We're not just talking about text messaging. Actually get on the phone and speak with somebody so they know your location. Is it okay for me to proceed?
Sure, call parents or 911.
2. Therefore, always get your parents' permission before accepting a ride home from an adult. Also, create an alert phrase such as, "Mom, how is Sam doing?" to notify your parents if you are feeling uncomfortable or unsafe while babysitting.
Some of you all are so nice. You just won't be like, Mom, I'm scared right now. Mom, come pick me up right now. So if you don't want to say that, create a phrase where your parents know that if you ask about this particular person or this particular animal, that's their alert to come and get you right away. Yes.
Yeah, like my parents and I have like a code word. It's my Mantrani. Like if I say, "Hey mom, did you forget that I have crying practice today?" I can say that, and they will know that I'm in danger.
That is amazing. So my son's friend was staying over, and this was his first sleepover ever. He texted his mom to let her know that even though nothing had happened, that he didn't want to stay the night. And she called me apologetically. Ma'am, no apologies. I am so proud of your son for just saying that he didn't want to stay, even though he contacted you, and they came and got him right away. So don't be afraid to just say what you need to say. Your parents are not going to be upset at you, okay? So I need you to go ahead and speak up because we don't want you being uncomfortable. But he could have told me that before I spent all that money on taking him all these places, you know? But that was his first sleepover ever, and he just decided he didn't want to.
We know that those were a lot of safety concerns to consider. Please watch this video again with your parents so that we can not only keep the kids in your care safe, but you also.
Alright, and so our YouTube channel where I've uploaded all these videos is Florida Training. So if you go to youtube.com/Florida Training, you can
Florida / training?
youtube.com/Florida spelled out training. And then that way you can go back and look at some of the videos and you can, because we're gonna talk about feeding, burping, all that, and it's gonna be on the video for you. All right, and so we've been in class now for about 30 minutes. Someone give me a takeaway, okay? Don't tell me, Carson. Give me a takeaway from what you've learned so far this morning.
Do not answer the door. Do not answer the door or interact at all with strangers.
Very good. Ladies in the back, give me a takeaway. Yes.
Always protect, put barriers around hazards.
Okay, very good. I want to fix this camera, I didn't realize it had tilted. Okay, let me see if we are with our agenda. All Alright, so we're now gonna go into the business of babysitting. We're going a little bit backwards because I do want you to think about this as a business. And so this is what we should actually show after you've completed the course, but we're just gonna show it now. We already talked about how much you could possibly charge.
Congratulations, you've earned your child and babysitting certification. We're so proud of you. Now, here are a few ways to get babysitting jobs. Spread the word. Word of mouth spreads fast with parents. If you do a really good job babysitting one parent's children, you can be assured that the family will talk about you and recommend you to their friends. If you're finding it hard to find paying jobs at first, consider volunteering to be a parent's helper. Not only does this help you gain some experience while providing a needed service to a mom, but it also gives the parent the opportunity to see you interact with her kids. Advertise responsibly. Create a flyer listing your certifications and availability. Ask a parent to post the flyer at church, at work, or on their social media page. You could also place a flyer at your local grocery store on the bulletin board or in the community center. However, for safety, always check with your parents before doing so.
Alright, so how are you going to advertise? What are your thoughts?
Flyer,
Okay, what are you gonna put on the flyer to make sure that you stay safe?
contact parents and
Contact parents. Yes. All right. What about you all? Any suggestions? Because we want you to advertise. We want the neighborhood to know that you're the best babysitter in the world, who's certified. Yes.
So, we've kind of thought about this. We'd make it a flyer, but there'd be like maybe a link for like a website kind of.
Understood.
And it would kind of have like all the requirements, like the contact list, any allergies or rules that I need to know,
Very
and
good.
like what I need to expect.
And so remind me, if I don't give it to you at the end of the class today, there is a contact form that I'm going to provide to you. I, as a parent though, I just feel when you're asking me all these questions, this interview about, hey, does your child bleed a lot? Do they have hemophilia? Do they have asthma? And I'm giving this information to a kid who could lose it. And then all of my child's information is out there somewhere. So I'm going to provide you with this sheet, but just know that parents are just like you're worried about your safety. The parents whose kids you're taking of is also worried about you having all this information about their child and you're not safeguarding it. So keep that in mind. So maybe you could not put it on the paper per se as far as writing it down, but that's something you all could discuss in person.
Florida Training Academy's free child and babysitting safe sitter video series is available on YouTube. Watch the videos with your parents and friends. We wish you much success with your new babysitting business. How much should I charge? Babysitting can be a fun and rewarding experience.
Remember, I'm a
but
better
it's
nurse
important
than
to
I
keep
am an
safety in mind
AV
at all times.
person. I'm a much better nurse than AV person. All right, so here's the video.
How much should I charge? The best way to figure out what to charge is to see what local daycares are charging and ask for half. How much you charge will depend on where you live. In some places, $10 an hour per child is average, whereas in other places, $25 per hour is the going rate. Either way, you want to be fair and consider the parent's budget too. Also, remember that if you are charging top prices, the parents will expect top service. Children's ages and rates. Consider the tasks that you'll be asked to perform while babysitting an infant versus a school-aged child. Will you play video games and ride bikes with a 10-year-old or change diapers and pay attention to an infant for half of the day? Generally, the parent will pay the babysitter more if the kids in the family are very young. Little ones require lots of energy and attention, and as the owner of your own babysitting business, you should be compensated accordingly. Should I charge more on weekends?
Yes.
Something else to consider when paying for a sitter or negotiating a price with a parent is the actual days you're going to work. Naturally, weekends are a more competitive time for finding a sitter. So, parents should be prepared to pay a little extra. A good weekend rate for a single child can be as much as $20 per hour, while $12 to $15 per hour is a good number for watching a single child during weekday evenings. We hope you enjoyed the video. Florida
let's talk
Training
about
Academy's
pricing.
free child and babysitting safe sitter video series is available on YouTube.
Alright, so, we're gonna get up soon, we're gonna move about, but let's talk about pricing. So you said $15 an hour, is that for day, evening, weekend?
So she kind of just, she kind of just does 15 all the time, but if there are certain things that come up, like if a child unexpectedly throws up or something happens, she pays more.
That's wonderful, you have a good family.
Yes.
Alright, so, what do you all think about pricing? What do you think your price is gonna be?
Probably 15s, she said, just because it's like, it's a good amount, but not too much and not too little.
So how much do you think adults make per hour?
Over 17, at least.
At least 17 an hour, and how much does the babysitter want? 15 per hour. So if you are trying to charge those amounts, make sure that you're marketing to a family who could afford to pay that much. And so not everybody, because let's say even if they average about $20 an hour, sometimes that's why you see parents who don't work, because it's like, hey, do I spend all the money on childcare, or do I should just take care of my own kid? But if there is a night where I want to go out or something, that's maybe once a month, then yes, I'm going to pay those $15 an hour prices. What about you, gentlemen? What do you think? What about pricing?
15, 10, 15.
10 to 15. What about you?
14.
14? Oh, he's undercutting y'all. Okay, 10 to 15. Any thoughts, pricing? 15. All right, so Carson, I'm a nurse. I got to work this weekend. 12-hour shifts with a 9-year-old. What activities do you think that you're going to be doing with a 9-year-old?
Riding the bike.
Riding a bike. Yes. What else? What do you think a 9-year-old's going to want to eat?
Not vegetables, that's.
Not vegetables. Chicken nuggets. So can you use the microwave or the air fryer? I think you all are capable. What else? After riding a bike, what is it a 9-year-old going to want to do?
Maybe color,
Maybe color.
depends. When I was 9, I wanted to, so.
How much video games do you know? I think you're going to be like video gaming it up. What's the popular games right now?
Hogwarts Legacy, I'm like reading off the top of my head, because I actually don't play like a lot of video games.
Well, help her out, team. Help her out. Any video games?
Wings.
The new Harry Potter Legacy game.
Oh yeah, I actually do play that.
That sounds cool. I'm taking notes, you all, so I know what video games speak with my son. So I want to be thinking about that. And so the 9-year-old, that could probably be somebody who's closer to the 10, 11, 15, like the lower end of your price range, because pretty much they're self-sufficient. They can play the video games. You have to make sure that they're playing what they're supposed to be playing, and that you're not letting them play the video game or watch the TV the entire time. All right, so I'm calling you, and I have a 6-month-old. What are you gonna be doing with a 6-month-old for 12 hours?
Eyes on them.
Eyes on them the whole time. What else?
Sleeping maybe?
Maybe sleeping?
Feeding them, changing their diapers, burping them.
Okay, let me tell you, if my child sleeps all day with the babysitter, what's gonna happen as a parent when I get home?
It's gonna
Wide
be
awake.
awake all night.
I will never call you back again. You have set me up for failure. I need for you, if I'm paying you prime dollars, I need for you to, of course, let the baby nap every now and then, but don't be like, I had a great day, your baby slept all day. Because as a parent, I know that means that my child is not going to sleep at night. And now if we're working a 12-hour shift, I gotta do double duty. So keep that in mind. Even though it may make your shift better, it's gonna make that parent's night horrible. All right, everybody, let's get up, take a quick break, stretch your legs. We've reached our 45-minute learning capacity. Let's stretch. If you need a bottle of water, we have water back here. You can get a snap really quickly. Break, and then we'll talk about conflict resolution.
I'm not gonna lie, the baby dolls are kinda scary.
I know, they're kind of
But it's
freaking me
also
out as well, like,
because
I'm
I
kinda
grew
like,
up on Barbies and things like that, and then later in life, I grew to be scared of them, and now I'm just kind of.
These babies only move after midnight. And
well,
so
they'll be here at night.
they'll be here at night and you'll be fine. They're not moving right now.
What do you mean they move?
Our babies do have an allergy. They're allergic to ink. So don't write on the babies. That's how they have tattoos. So no writing on the babies. Don't move away too much. All right, and here's a big one. Conflict resolution time.
Babysit.
Turn this so I can stop hitting the wrong videos. That will help.
Babysitting can be challenging, especially when a little child is throwing a temper tantrum. In this video, we will provide you with tips to help you deal with a child who is having a temper tantrum. Remember to stay calm and remain patient to help the child calm down too. Toddlers who are tired or hungry can be prone to tantrums, so make sure they have had a snack and nap. If the tantrum is happening outside, move to a quiet and safe area to avoid causing a commotion. Speak in a soothing and gentle voice, offering reassurance and empathy for their frustration. Let the child know that it's okay to feel upset, but it's important to express their feelings in a more controlled way. If they are hitting or biting, make it clear that their behavior is not acceptable and tell them to stop firmly. Redirect their attention to a calming activity, like coloring or reading a book together. Try distracting them by showing them something new or engaging them in a conversation about their favorite things. If the tantrum persists, reach out to the child's parents for advice or to discuss how to handle future meltdowns. Florida Training Academy's free child and babysitting safe sitter video series.
All right, so conflict resolution, part of your interview. You should be asking the parents, what do you do if your child is acting up? What do you do if the child says no? Let me get my list here so I can make sure I say my names. I think I'm calling everybody. Ashlyn, I've not called on you. Ashlyn,
Yes.
how would you handle a child who tells you no, but it's nothing important? You say, give me the toy, and they say no. What do you do?
That's the hardest part for me, is the conflict, honestly. One of the little boys I watch, he's slightly autistic, and he's just turned 3, so it's like in a rough spot.
So you still have the terrible 2s going to the terrible 3s, but then you have some of the difficulties with him being autistic.
Mhm.
So is the toy hurting you? Is it harming
No.
anybody?
No, it's not a big deal.
No. So everyone repeat after me. Say, pick
Pick
your battles.
Battles.
If it's not harming anybody, the kid saying no, don't cause a meltdown. Now it's the battle of wills. I want the toy. The kid's like, I want the toy. And you just lost control. So what is something you can do instead if a child's saying no?
You can grab another toy and play with them.
Here we go. Distraction. Okay, let's try. And let's say that you're trying to put the jacket on them before you go outside to the park. And because they're so busy playing with the toy, they don't want to put the jacket on. You know what, little Bobby? You hold the toy with your left hand, and now let me put the jacket on your right arm. And now when it's time to put the jacket on the other arm, just exchange the toy, put it in the opposite hand. So find a way to work with the kids so they won't be prone to these breakdowns and these temper tantrums. What is a timeout?
You put them in the corner.
With their facing the wall? You
That or put a chair against the wall and have them sit there.
You were raised by an old school parent.
My
Yes.
mom, if I did something wrong, she'd put me in the corner.
All right, so I want you to take that into consideration. The way that you were raised is not the way that these parents nowadays are raising their kids. If you put their kid in the wall facing the corner, that may say that you neglected their kid. So it's gonna be a question of what do I do? And in worst case scenario, if you can't get the kid to calm down or to cooperate, who are you calling again?
The parent.
The parent. And believe me, if that parent gets too many phone calls, you don't have to go back. It was really nice. I enjoyed working with you, Miss Eunice. However, I don't think this is the best case for me because little Tommy just doesn't listen to me. Maybe little Tommy will listen to Antonio instead. So don't put yourself in a situation to where you're gonna be abused by a little kid. That can be mean.
Yes, yes, again.
They can be?
They can't, I don't wanna say they are mean.
They are.
Yes,
You don't
they
have to
can
be afraid, I'll
They
say.
can be
Sometimes they can be little monsters.
Little
And
monsters.
then little angels, it just depends on the situation.
So they say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So if little Tommy's a monster, the parents could be difficult also. We gotta choose our words. The parents could be a little challenging. So what do you do if the parent's saying, hey, just spank them?
Do not listen to them.
Do not listen to them. No, just spank them. Just put them in the corner. Just put them in the room and close the door.
That's abusive.
That's abusive. So I need for you to own your leadership skills, right? So no, that's not what I can do. I can't put him in the room by himself even though he's throwing a tantrum right now. Could you possibly speak to him on the phone? Because sometimes kids act out because of what?
Their parents being gone.
Their parents being gone. So maybe I need you to be thinking about ways to resolve conflicts without endangering the kid. Is this making you think about the business of babysitting? You still want to be a babysitter?
Yes.
I babysit my little cousins, and they're like always in the room. So, like they never throw a tantrum. Like they never do that. But this is actually reminding me of when my I have three cousins that are boys and 2 that are girls.
Mm-hmm.
And the boys, like 2 of the boys always fight.
That's what boys do. They're really rambunctious.
Yes.
So,
Like literally,
That's
I
what
was
my
not, I
brothers
did
do.
not know
I
what
just
to
ignore
do with
them.
that. Like I did not know. Like I always had to go and grab the parents. Like I was like, these are your kids. Take care of them, please. Like I do not know what to do.
So the differences between taking care of boys and taking care of girls, and it's like, well, a child is a child. But whenever a teacher calls and tells me something about my kid, he's not paying attention, he's smart like you all. When smart kids don't pay attention, what does that mean?
They're bored.
They're bored. So if you're the babysitter and the kids are doing everything else except for listening to you, chances are you're a boring babysitter. I need for you to find some activities, engage the kids, and so that's where we're going right now. We're going to talk about on the staple sheet you all have the colored one. If you'll turn it to the second page. So we have different age groups. Whenever we're providing care to kids, it's based upon the age of the child. And so for the small child, how would you keep him or her engaged?
The infant?
The infant.
Yeah.
Okay. Toys. All right, so
Maybe
you
like a
all,
baby shop.
if you all can just, maybe just take some of the items out, everything except for like the diapers. Out of the bins, everybody has a bin. I want you to show me appropriate and inappropriate toys for an infant. Alright, so what's appropriate and what's inappropriate? There's some toys in the bottom, there's something else. Show me what's not appropriate for a baby. The beads are not appropriate. Alright, and I think if you look deep enough, there's like a little car in there. Tell me, oh, we got the little car out also? Alright, so we have a baby, we have a 9-month-old crawling around, pulling up on things, and they get access to those beads. Why is that problematic?
Choking
hazard.
That's a choking
Or they could
hazard.
get it around their neck and they could pull
A
too hard.
strangulation hazard also, so put those beads back, that's not for a baby. Look at the little car. The little car, they're gonna start chewing on it. The first thing they're gonna swallow is a tire. And then after that, probably the whole car. Alright, so if you think about the size of a toilet paper roll, if a toy can fit into the toilet paper roll, it should not be given to an infant. Or if the toy has parts that can break off, okay? Because it's gonna become a choking hazard. So no small objects, and definitely nothing that has a magnet. What about little batteries? Very bad, okay? Any questions on age-appropriate toys? And don't think just because the parents have toys that they're age-appropriate. And no, you can't bring your own toys. Like, hey, I love little Tommy so much, I'm gonna bring my own toys. Because when you leave and you try to take the toys with you, what is little Tommy gonna do?
Keep them.
He's gonna wanna keep them. So you can't, and plus he's already spit all over them. No, you don't want your kids' contaminated toys. Alright, so what age group is a toddler? And if it's not on that page, it's on the next page.
1 to 2.
1 to 2, maybe 1 to 3, okay? And so what toy do you think would be appropriate for a toddler? And I may not have one in there, but, okay, we got a sippy cup, we got a little toy bear. And so maybe like the bigger cars, yep, so
Yeah.
maybe, because they're probably starting to play with little racetracks and stuff, and that's perfect. So that would be for the actual toddler. Preschool, arts and crafts, physical games, reading, drawing, playing house, and pretend games. Yes.
Yeah.
And so now we have some bids, and so you all,
Yeah.
now we can start dressing up, we have
Yes.
beads and stuff, yes.
You like trust
And so I didn't go out and buy a whole bunch of toys, my son's almost 11, pretty much if it's not a video game or something that flies, he doesn't care. And now you're school agers, and that's when they start becoming very independent, and so that's when they're mostly gonna be on computers and TV games, etc. But you all know that there are some smart games, there's actually games they can play on their computers, so it doesn't always have to be something, or what I encourage them to do is, you know, instead of playing a video game today, let's make one. How cool is that? There are free coding software online. Get the parents' permission. And instead of them playing a game all the time, let's try to create a game. Even if it's just for an hour because they're going to get distracted, at least they did something that was actually beneficial to their growth. What questions do you have about playtime, age-appropriate games?
The backyard. If there's not a pool, can they go back out? Can they go back out there?
I would definitely speak to the parent about that because you said something that was so important. You walked outside and there was a snake.
Ooh, never mind.
Ooh.
We're gonna stay inside. We're gonna have 30 day.
Ooh, and so it just depends on where they live, you know, and then we're gonna talk about like insects, etc. So here's little Tommy, he has a stick and there's an ant bed.
He's gonna stick that stick right inside that.
yes.
So when you do your survey, when you do your house tour, if the kids can go outside, I need for you to go outside too. You wanna make sure you know what's back there. And an ant bed can pop up at any time, but we know what little Tommy's going to do. And now he's bit by ants, and they're gonna be like, "You're the worst babysitter ever!" And no, that's what little kids do, okay? They like to find things. First aid. What do you do if a kid gets bit by an ant?
Put, wash it and put Neosporin on it? No. that's
What,
all.
you were right the first part.
Okay.
Wash it.
Put lavender on it.
Lavender.
So you're not supposed to give medicines, remember?
Oh, that's what I went wrong with it.
Yes, so wash,
Band-Aid on it.
let the mom and dad know what happened, and when they get home, they can put the antibiotic on it, because you're not supposed to give medicines without the parents' permission. I know, right? You're so independent, and now it's like, crap, this isn't my kid, what do? You gotta ask permission first.
You looked at me and I was like, oh right, we're not supposed to do medicine.
Alright, and so going back to our agenda, and so the agenda looked like this. I just wanna make sure, do you all have any questions about the business of babysitting, pricing? whenever you create your resume, what certifications are you gonna add to your resume? You completed the Safe Sitter course, and you, yes, Safe Sitter, and your certificate will say that you've completed basic first aid and CPR, okay?
Is it a piece of paper?
It's gonna be digitally sent, so it's gonna be something you can print, be nice, cute and colorful, and if you want a wallet size, you can just minimize it. Okay. Babysitting safety, do you know how to keep kids safe and keep yourself safe? We're pretty good?
Yes.
Conflict resolution, little Tommy tells you no all the time. Pick and choose your battles. When in doubt, call his mom. Playtime, do you know how to choose age-appropriate toys?
Yes.
Yes. We are going to take another break to see if you all need to use the restroom, and then after that, we'll get into our basic caregiver skills. So get up, get some fresh air, and the restrooms are all the way down the hall and to the left. Miss D, are you still here? All right, so Miss D will escort you all to the restroom. There's enough restrooms for everybody, okay? We'll see you all in 10 minutes.
10 minutes, okay.
10 minutes. Now stay in here and watch your items. said, but, I don't think I want a regular school. So, like, what's a typical day for a homeschooler?
It's like at your own pace of schoolwork.
So you can have more fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as you get your school done.
Yeah, get it done. Come on in.
I'm listening back.
You're welcome to start eating if you have snacks.
Feeding.
You're welcome to get some food. If you don't have food, we have some crackers for you. They even have like Pop-Tarts if you want something.
You can't eat?
You can eat, yeah, we eat and learn, eat and learn. If you all wanna start snacking on something, you can, because the next video segment is gonna be feeding. And we have to feed you and feed the baby, so.
Yeah.
There's also some napkins, there's some water, and some crackers.
No, just give out water.
Yeah.
You want me to get something for you first? You're so responsible. You all came back. Oh my, on time. Thank you, Miss D. This never happens with adults, just FYI. All right, everybody. So you're welcome to continue eating. Does anyone need a napkin or anything? We're good?
Feeding a baby can be a scary task for anyone, especially a new babysitter. The first step in feeding a baby is to ask the parents what type of formula or food the baby eats, and if the baby has any food allergies. Make sure to follow any specific instructions from the parents about how to prepare the food. Also, ask the parents to show you how to prepare the formula or warm any bottles that are already prepared. It is important to wash your hands before handling any food or bottles. Smaller babies will need to be held while they are bottle fed. For bottle feeding, it is important to warm the bottle to the appropriate temperature and test it on the inside of your wrist before feeding the baby. Meanwhile, babies who are eating soft or solid foods can be put in a high chair. It is important to have a bib or a towel ready to clean up any spills. When feeding a baby, make sure to start with small amounts and give them time to swallow. Never force a baby to eat and pay attention to any signs that they may be full. Remember to always supervise the baby while they are eating and never leave them unattended. Clean up and spills and wash the dishes, if requested. Also, don't forget the training that you received in your child and babysitting course.
All right, so we only have 4 babies, but we have 11 students. So inside of your little baskets, whoever's not eating, would you go ahead and get a bottle for me? I think there may be 2 bottles in the basket. There's little bottles in there too. There has to be bottles. If not, I did a very bad job. So there's no baby bottles? Where are the baby bottles?
There's only sippy cups.
There's only sippy cups. Well, you all, I must have not brought the baby bottles in here. So let's talk about how to prepare a baby bottle. Hopefully that we don't have, I do apologize. Hopefully the parents will have already, have the bottles in the refrigerator for you. If not, why is it important to know about allergies?
Because you might cause a severe allergic reaction.
So some babies can't have some of the formulas because it can make them throw up if they have the wrong formula. So if you do not know how to prepare formula, the parents should not leave until you know what to do. And usually the instructions are on the actual bottle, but I want someone to show me. That way I can make sure I'm doing it right, okay? And you sometimes can't use tap water. You gotta use special water, so it's a lot that goes into it. So if you have a really good parent, and if it's an infant, they should already have bottles prepared for you. How do you warm a baby bottle? Do you put it in the microwave? No. So,
Don't you put it in a pot of boiling water inside the cup?
should be warm water, not
Warm.
boiling water. But if the water is warm, I love, she's like boiling water. A little warm though, but if you don't feel comfortable warming water on the stove, how would you warm water? You can use the microwave, just like a little bowl. Not boiling hot, because we don't want to damage the actual formula. We don't want to cook it. How do you determine the temperature of the milk if you should give it to the infant?
On your wrist?
On your wrist. And when you put it on your wrist, if it makes you go, ouch, pull back, that means it's too warm for the baby. All right, show me which position you'll feed the baby in. Someone pick the baby up, 2 hands. Remember, these babies are expensive. Stand up, get the babies. Let's see, get the babies. Whoa. She doesn't bite.
I don't wanna like, you do it right though.
So very good. So, you gotta stabilize the head, hold the head. All right, so remember they're babies, they don't have strong necks just yet, so you wanna cradle them perfect. And so when you're feeding them, why should the head be upright instead of
Why
down?
not standing?
So it's easier for the baby to drink?
Yes, and they're so the food should go where it's supposed to go, down into the stomach. Awesome. So now let's see what's going on. Our babies don't have bibs, so work together, put a bib on the baby.
Or do you want the pink one?
Yeah, pink one.
Okay.
So like, here, I'm gonna give you a naked baby. Hold up, I got another baby over here.
Oh my god.
Yeah, just do an actual baby.
Horse ahead.
Read us the sign. Okay.
Beautiful. Adorable.
The head.
I love the unicorn.
Okay, so-
Matches the outfit.
Alright, so what is the towel for? What is the towel for?
You want
Any
to make the baby
spillage.
smell?
So, forgive the plastic, that's the baby's mom, this is our CPR baby, so there's a baby for you too. Alright, so now, the burping towel, I want you to put it over your shoulder. So, here.
Is there?
Here.
Ah.
Okay. Here, walk around so you can get some help with the baby, walk around. Yeah.
Do you hold like this, or do you like hold
Well,
like?
if the baby would sit, you know, this is not a real baby, but there you go.
There we go.
Good. All right, and so,
I'm trying out.
so your baby spit up a little. That means they probably suck the milk really fast, they spit up some. What do you do if the baby's spitting up? Do you keep them reclined?
No. Yes.
No,
No.
not reclined, they're spitting up. You sit them up, okay, sit them all the way up. All right, now pat the baby on the back a little bit.
Oh my god.
Oh, yes, pat the baby. Burp. Okay. The baby let out a big burp. And sometimes when they burp, what else comes up?
Spit.
The spit, so that's the purpose of having a cloth or a towel or something there. All right, so now everybody, your baby, I love it, imagination. You now have a baby who's eating soft foods. Okay, so in the container, are you going to feed them with a fork or a spoon? All right, so go in there and find a spoon, there should be enough.
You found your spoons. Yeah. Oh, it's a unicorn one. Look at that. She's
All
just
right.
matching
And
every
so
time.
if there's somebody who's not held a baby, who wants time to hold a baby, please pass the
Oh,
baby.
yeah.
Pass the
no.
baby.
Your turn.
New shift, Carson, it's your turn, sir.
You're here.
You have two younger siblings.
You want to use the baby?
Okay, here. So we're gonna,
Hello, baby?
we have a dinosaur and a giraffe.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Is there a sharp one in there?
Here's the
so now you all, these are older babies, and older babies like a little more independence, but you're helping this baby out, no problem. So you're gonna sit them upright, like sit them up. I know it's kind of stiff because it's a mannequin, but sit the baby upright, sit them on your lap. Sit them all the way up, Carson. There we go. All right, this baby's going for your Cheeto. This baby's going for your Dorito. What's the answer?
No.
All right.
No way.
So what do you think would be appropriate to feed a baby who's 6 to maybe 11 months?
Like yogurt or something?
So something that's
Something
gonna be
that's like the kind of water.
applesauce, right? Should it be the one that has all the sugar, all the preservatives? No. So we want to keep things really bland for these babies, because even though mom and dad may feed them a little something extra every now and then, what goes in must come out, and when it comes out, it may burn the baby. So you want to make sure that we're not giving them really spicy foods. You're feeding them with a spoon. How much food? Should you fill the spoon up all the way?
No.
Halfway.
Maybe like the tiniest bit on top.
Because if they don't like it, what are they gonna do?
Spit it
out.
out.
Spit it out. This is not the time to try new foods with the babysitter. Be like, oh yeah, I got this new squash. All right, and so now your baby is full, right? We've wiped the mouth. I want you all to teach me how to burp the baby, right?
Okay,
So
I got the paper.
you can, why do we burp the baby?
So that any excess,
But
air.
when they were perfect, so usually it's from babies who are still being bottle fed, because when they're sucking, they're also sucking in air. It's kind of like you having to pass gas but can't. And so what's the baby gonna do when they're experiencing pain? Are they gonna say, hey, this hurts? What are they gonna do?
They're gonna cry.
They're gonna cry a whole bunch. And so now you have a baby that's going to poop in about 30 minutes because it just got to eating. But right now they're crying a whole bunch. And this is the person you're gonna be charging the highest amounts for, okay, with this baby. Show me on your lap how to burp a baby. So you want to actually support them, maybe hold their stomach. So you can turn the baby sideways so the baby will be on your lap, awesome. And now with one hand, you're gonna start gently patting the back, good. And if you can sit the baby all the way up, get the baby all the way up, stiff baby, I know, you can move his arms. Good job, good job.
Why do they have eyes?
These are the CPR babies, okay. You all, that didn't work. The baby's still crying, so sometimes when you burp a baby, it doesn't immediately work. Now I want you to, and pretend you have some type of cloth on your shoulder, I want you to bring that baby, you're supporting that baby's bottom and that baby's back. Bring them over your shoulder, okay? The head should be a little bit above your shoulder. Awesome, perfect, perfect, perfect. Keep patting that back. You're suffocating your baby. Bring him up some more. Bring him up some more. All right, burp. Great job, great job. Pass the baby to your partner who hasn't burped the baby yet. Oh my. Who hasn't burped the baby.
I booked the baby before.
Oh.
Just have to be before.
You got her?
Okay.
Or him, we don't know yet. There we go.
You're heavy.
Good. All right, so
If
Riz
this is not a girl, I'm gonna be disappointed in the parents that dress this baby.
Don't go by the clothing, that's all I could afford, you know, from the Dollar Tree that day, so I got pink, it could be a boy, you won't know, okay? Don't look at me like that, I'll be
I'm scared.
disappointed. I'm scared. All right, so we're patting, so you all should now know 2 ways to burp a baby. You all know how to burp a baby when they're on your lap, okay? And if that's not working, what's something else you could do? And now this makes you mobile, right? Because you can burp them and you can walk and, you know, it's gonna prevent you from falling asleep on the job.
question.
Yes, ma'am.
When you're patting the back,
Mhm.
do you do here, the lower back, or the top?
Top back,
Or
a
in
little
the
bit
middle.
below the shoulder blade, so about right now.
Okay.
Yes, yes. And you know what, if you wanna go, you know, try to move the gas up, you can start low and work your way high. There you go.
So proud of myself. Since this is a baby, I gotta walk.
child.
Thank you.
Who has a baby?
Florida
Alright,
Training
so now we're just gonna watch the video of Burping. Great job, everybody.
Videos can be viewed on YouTube. If you find the videos helpful, please
The ball was coming off.
important to burp the baby after every feeding to prevent discomfort, spit up, and gas. When you hear or feel the baby burp, it's a sign that it swallowed air during feeding, and releasing it can make the baby more comfortable. If the baby seems irritable or is crying after feeding, try burping it to see if that helps. To burp a baby, first ensure it's in an upright position, with its head slightly higher than its chest. Try to use a gentle and rhythmic motion, and don't apply too much pressure. Then, pat its back gently but firmly, aiming for the area between its shoulder blades. It's normal if your baby doesn't burp after a few minutes of patting, so keep trying for up to 10 minutes. You might also want to try a burping technique called over the shoulder, where you place your baby on your shoulder with one hand supporting its bottom and gently pat its back. Sometimes, babies may not burp after a feeding, which is okay. If that happens, you can try again later or wait until the next feeding. Remember, burping is essential to a baby's comfort and should be done gently and patiently. Florida Training Academy's free child and babysitting
Now we need to get to diapering.
Your turn. Someone's turn.
Okay.
I'll do it.
What?
I'll do it. More, training seminar thingies.
I'm sorry, everybody, one minute.
And we'll get into CPR next when this video popped up.
Where the finger squeeze is ineffective, you can begin in your 5 back thrusts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's forceful, but it's effective.
While supporting the infant's
I don't
head and
wanna
neck,
hurt the baby.
you'll flip the infant
He's
back
choking.
over to their
Well,
back
obviously,
and
look,
perform 5 chest movements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So how do you know if a baby is choking to the point where you need to do back slaps? What's gonna be special about the baby's face, their sound, what's gonna change?
It's gonna,
Like
it's
kind
not,
of like
can't breathe. It's being labored, like it's wheezing.
Yes, and so you know you fed the baby or the baby just coughed up and now the baby's face has changed colors. For Caucasians, they may say the baby's turned blue, but for somebody who has a browner complexion, we can get really pale, kind of like a grayish color. If it doesn't seem right, I need for you to go ahead and do the back slaps. And yes, it seems brutal. But what's more brutal? The baby can't breathe right now because the airway is blocked. So maybe they put something in their mouth. I need for you to help them relieve that object. And so, my wonderful babysitters, do not hit my baby's heads against this table. I need you to either turn your chair sideways or to scoot back some. All right, that's so awesome. All right, so now, okay, keep passing.
The baby on the table will
No, so it's baby, may I hold the baby? Alright, so this is what you're going to do. I am not suffocating the baby. Remember, the babies have the bigger head, so what I'm going to do is put the baby on one arm, and I am supporting the baby's head, because otherwise it's just going to go forward, okay? And now, let's talk about gravity helping us. You can utilize your leg. You're going to balance the baby on one arm with the face down, palm, the baby's face in your palm. I need the diaper to be higher than the head. Why am I doing this?
So whatever is coming out,
It's coming
gets
out,
first.
okay? And you can utilize your thigh. I'm standing up, so that's why you can't see my thigh. These babies do have a little bit of weight to them. They're about 8 pounds. Now you're gonna take the base of your hand, everybody, and go between the shoulder blades. This is wrong. This is what I see a lot of people do. I'm trying to remove an object, so 5, it's like you're going, look at this, I'm dislodging, so I'm hitting up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Support the baby's head and spine, and that's why I don't want you hitting the baby against the table. Rotate to the opposite arm. This is a big baby. And the opposite leg, opposite arm, opposite leg. Oh my God, so look at me. 1, 2. So baby on arm, baby on arm. So put your baby on one arm. 1 and 2. So now when the baby's face is up, we call these chest thrusts. This baby's still alive, you all. We're just trying to clear their airway. And so for chest thrusts, you take 2 fingers between the nipple line and you press down 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Please say my baby, my baby, my baby. Look in the baby's mouth, pretend that plastic's not there. You don't see anything, but if you did see it, which finger do you remove it with?
Your
The
pinky.
pinky. And don't go straight in.
Yeah.
Little curve. Ladies, do you all have long fingernails? So
I
what are you?
kind of do.
Oh my, that's gonna hurt the baby. I'm
I tried to do that.
All right, so everybody, let's go ahead and practice. Let's do those 5 back slaps. Let's get the baby down, face down, head lower than the diaper. Let's go.
Just don't
1,
hurt.
2, 3, 4, 5. You're so gentle, that's not effective. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Support baby's head and spine, and flip to the opposite arm. And now chest thrust, head lower than the diaper. Let's go. 1, 2. You can use your leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do it again. Baby's still choking. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Save our baby. Save the baby. Let's go. Let's go. Chest thrust. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look in the baby's mouth. You all did a great job. Woo, sit the baby upright. Get the little peanut out. Okay. Pass the baby to the next babysitter. Pass the baby to the next babysitter.
Okay. I'm gonna stand up because I feel like it might be easier.
Okay.
Like that.
Yes.
I'm so scared.
Let's see. Let's see what you got. Oh, look at you, but that's okay. Good job. Oh Lord, this is the bed. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and help the baby. We're gonna take this. Doesn't need the bed anymore. Let's take the bed off. Okay. Yes.
How do you make sure the head's not like bending back?
So what I just simply do is, you see how you have your palm beneath supporting? And so the main thing is not spinning backward, it's gonna go forward. So you're stabilizing that spine. If that spine and that head's aligned, you're doing a good job.
Okay.
Okay? Let's go, let's keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a big baby. And head has to be lower than the diaper. Head lower. Oh Lord. Sorry, I'm not trying to kill her. This baby. I'm a horrible parent, y'all. I'm so sorry. Are you ready? Did you already practice? Good. Well, the baby threw up, so you're good. Good. Yeah. All right, let's go. If you need to stand up, put you in the tight corner, you can. Okay. Let's see.
Is that like
Perfect.
Is
Good.
that how hard I'm hitting?
So you don't have to be, so all you have to do is just move your 2 fingers up a little bit, your nipple line, there we go, 2, 3, 4, 5, support the baby's head and spine, and let's do it again, let's go. Perfect, and now let's go.
Too hard.
Good job, ladies, oh, that baby is good and healed, okay, you got everything done. All right, and so, now the baby has vomited, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Good thing.
That's a good thing.
Okay,
Now, what do you do with the baby?
so hold her,
Hold her, monitor her or him.
watch her closely with
Yes, and you're gonna be calling mom, calling 911, because we don't know if everything came up.
Would you call 911 first after this happens?
I will call 911 so they can come and evaluate the baby. When they get there, nothing may happen. They just may say, hey, get the parent here right away. Or they could say, because you've done so much, you hit the baby in the back, and you take the baby to be evaluated. What questions do you all have about helping a choking infant?
Did when I did I kill the baby?
You did not kill the baby. You're actually in like nurse mode. You're in, I am getting this out this baby's mouth, but maybe too hard. So what questions do you all have about feeding a baby, knowing if a baby's choking, if their airway is obstructed?
Well, it, like, can you see it in here, or is it like it just looks?
They look normal, except for, I shouldn't say their throat. Well, first of all, babies don't
Would
have
it
a
be?
neck.
Would it be?
Babies don't have a neck. They don't. All they have is like a head and a body. So you won't be able to look at their neck to see it. It wasn't a baby. It wasn't a baby. So you won't be able to look at their airway, to be like, hey, they have something protruding in their airway. You'll pretty much be able to see it in their mouth, or if it's now further down, they're changing colors, they're not crying, they're gasping. We're gonna have 911 on the phone, okay, and we're gonna start doing that.
So we're gonna have night time.
I would go ahead, if you have to do that and you have your phone nearby, to go ahead and get some help there, because what if you can't get it out?
True, so call them first and then tell them
So
what's going
if
on.
you
after
could, like,
do that.
simultaneously,
How do you do that?
911 speakerphone. 911, what's your emergency? The baby's choking! What's the address? Oh crap!
But the baby could be, already dead.
No, we're not there on CPR yet. The baby's still alive!
But if it can't breathe.
But that's what you're doing this for, to relieve the obstruction that's blocking the air from getting into the lungs. And that could have been that car tire, whatever they found on the ground, so that's why you're doing all of this. But we're gonna save our babies here. No babies died during this course.
Well, they're also fake, and they can't really die.
What questions did you all have in the back? Any questions?
What's it called that, what we're doing?
So,
What's the
back slaps and chest thrusts. Oh, let me tell them back flows and chest thrusts.
Okay.
So the way that you help a choking infant is by doing back blows and chest thrusts.
Back,
Blows
below,
and chest thrusts.
chest.
And how many do you perform? 5 and 5. And you keep doing that until what happens?
You see it come up.
You see it come up, or if you can see the object, you can remove it. And one of the last things we'll teach you today is CPR. Okay? I don't want to teach it to you right now, because I teach you how to change a baby's diaper.
Oh, no. I will do that.
And you all are welcome. You're relieved of your babysitting duties for a few moments. You can put your babies down.
Oh,
Just for a
I'm not
few
ready for
moments.
this.
I love how you all have 3 babies. Where's for us? You all got more babies over there. All right, so now, we talked about helping a choking infant. What if it's a toddler? We can't put little Tommy on our leg. He's almost as big as we are.
Oh, we go to like the changing table in the room, or?
So now we're gonna do abdominal thrust, but we cannot let you practice this on one another because you could hurt yourselves. You're gonna practice it on yourself, okay? So,
On my.
yeah,
Isn't that more?
but do not cause a bruise. I don't wanna hear from your parents. Okay, so what you're gonna do instead is you're gonna make a fist. Pretend little Tommy's in front of you, okay? And the belly button is not yours anymore, it's little Tommy's belly button. Take the knuckle of the fist and go above little Tommy's belly button.
Above.
Above. And now you're going to cup your fist with your free hand, and now you're behind little Tommy.
Oh, this is the Heimlich.
Yes, except for we can't call it the Heimlich because the Heimlich family sued. It is now called abdominal thrust.
Wait, really?
Yes. And so you're gonna do upward and inward thrust until what happens to little Tommy?
He gets it.
It comes out.
It just flies.
Now,
away.
let's say that you're 100 pounds, but little Tommy is 60 pounds. That's a big kid. So you may have to actually get down on your knees because little Tommy could fall forward if the object doesn't come out and he can actually hit his head. Right?
So basically, we're
Do an upward and inward thrust. Yes.
nope, not doing that. That hurts.
So don't hurt yourself. All right. So now everybody, show me what to do if a child is choking, not an infant. What do you do?
Here.
Here, and what type of thrust?
Yes. I would just say the Heimlich, but it's already.
Well, we have to call it abdominal thrust.
The abdominal
Thrust. Now,
That's so
everybody, there are kids who are pregnant. They're called teenage moms.
Mhm.
You cannot be pressed on a mom's belly. Right? So instead, you do a chest thrust. Go in the center of the chest, and you go straight in.
Ow.
This is what you might also have to do,
Isn't that the sternum?
but it's not the very end of the sternum.
Here.
There are parts of the sternum that we can alter, we can separate.
But that hurts.
But that's why I
Wouldn't
told
that
you.
hurt the pregnant lady?
But this would hurt the belly. We're gonna sacrifice her for the baby. We're not pressing on the
I'm not
baby.
trying, I'm not trying to be.
She's like,
I'm
hey,
gonna kill
okay,
you,
look
but-
here, I don't, ma'am, I'm not gonna help you because you're pregnant. So those two techniques I taught you are also what you use on an adult. So if I was choking and you couldn't get your arms around me because I'm larger than you, don't try to put your arms around me here. Go here instead. That way you don't have so much girth. You're just going between my arms. What if someone is in a wheelchair? Which is gonna be easier for you to do if they're in a wheelchair, to go around
The
the arms, the
chest.
chest.
It's
So-
like a chair. You can just,
Yes,
you
go
can
around.
go around.
And if you're in front of the person because you're trying to help, when that object comes out, is it gonna come out slowly?
It's gonna go straight for your face or your throat, somewhere in that vicinity.
So if you're ever the person in front of the person of the victim who's receiving the abdominal thrust or whatever, you never wanna go face to face. You can go ear to ear, be off to the side, but don't be directly in their face because it's gonna be projectile. Yes.
Does that work for all adults? Is that the one
Yes,
you use
except for
all
the
adults?
really big ones. So if they're really
Oh, so
big,
they're
you're not
okay.
gonna be effective. So if you can get your arms around them here,
No, I mean,
I'm being careful.
so usually we do that if
I
they're
probably
really
can
large,
get
if they're
my arms
pregnant.
around
Otherwise, we
you
go
there.
for the abdominal thrust. If you are with an adult and they are choking, or a child, you can try to help them clear their own airway. So instead, you can have me do this to myself, or you can tell me to, hey, Miss Eunice, ram your body into the table.
Would that work?
It does.
Oh, okay, now I know what to do for myself. If I'm okay, I'll ram myself into the table. Let's do this.
All right, so I'd like to get takeaways. Yes, dear,
So
yes.
I was just gonna ask, where exactly on this?
So everybody, I have like my little magic diamond. I want you to make a diamond with your hands. Make a diamond.
Oh, it's right here.
Hold up. Start with your belly button. Start with your belly button. This is safe. This is safe. Flip it up. Just flip your, so don't like totally move your hand up. It's like belly button safe. When you flip it, this is unsafe. If you're sitting up straight, this will be an unsafe area. And when you flip it up again, that would be safe.
Oh,
So,
okay.
no, you can't really see it, but we have a little diagram here. You want to avoid the end of the breastbone design for the process, and so that's this little diamond area down
Aren't
here.
those more fragile?
It is, and if it breaks, it goes into the liver, and the liver is a bloody organ. So what is the patient that you're trying to save going to be doing? Bleeding.
Bleeding out inside.
Inside. Oh my God, first responders, 101. All this to be a babysitter, right? You can do it. The worst that's going to happen is little Johnny's just going to, little Tommy, I changed his name, is going to skin his knee. Hopefully that's like the worst thing that happens with you, okay? And so we'll talk about that basic first aid. Review. Tell me something you learned. How do you feed a baby, burp a baby? How do you help a choking baby?
You can either burp a baby while they're sitting up on your lap, on your
Okay.
thigh, and pat the back. Or you can, if that's not working and they don't burp or throw up, whatever. You can do the shoulder approach with their head just above the, oh, would you like me to show?
I want you to tell me what I'm doing wrong.
Stop it, stop.
Oh, the baby has to breathe. It has to be over the shoulder.
Oh,
Okay.
You scared me.
Great job. Second table, give me a takeaway. Tell me something we learned. Yes.
learn how to save an infant by placing it on its leg with its bottom area slightly higher than its head and give it 5 back blows and 5 chest thrusts. And flipping it up and supporting the head and spine.
And how hard is it going to be for you to call 911 if you have to do this? Is it hard? Don't make it hard. What do you do instead?
Keep your phone close by.
And then place it on.
Stinger.
That way you can save the baby.
Is it time
and
for
call
diaper
help.
time?
It is almost time for diaper time right after this video because we did such a good job. We know that if something goes in, something's going to come out.
Okay. Who wants to do this and who doesn't? Yes. So, me and you.
You have it?
Oh, so you're gonna let it think.
To ensure the baby is always clean and dry, changing diapers frequently throughout the day is crucial. In this video, we will discuss how to clean a baby and change a soiled diaper. First, gather all the necessary supplies, such as diapers, wipes, a changing mat, and diaper cream. Lay the baby down on the mat and unfasten the dirty diaper. While holding the baby's legs up by the ankles to prevent any messes, use the front part of the diaper to wipe away any solid waste. Then use wipes to clean your baby's genital area from front to back, being sure to clean all crevices. Carefully lift the baby's legs to place the clean diaper underneath, making sure the back of the diaper is higher than the front. Apply any necessary cream or ointment to prevent diaper rash. Then bring the front of the diaper up between the baby's legs and secure it on each side with the tabs. Before redressing the baby, make sure the diaper is snug but not too tight. Once the baby is safe, you can throw away the dirty diaper. Lastly, don't forget to wash your hands.
Looks like the next thing,
If you find the videos helpful, please like the videos and subscribe to our channel.
Do I take the socks off too?
No, don't take me to not pee on the sock. Oh, it's not, there's no,
Okay.
there's no pee on the sock.
Can I go ahead and try?
I'm prepared, not really.
Alright, so I was looking for an extra diaper, but I don't know what the diapers are. So your baby doesn't have a diaper, may I have this baby
They're
back?
right there.
I want you all to actually practice changing the diapers. I know what you're saying, so yes. May I have one of these babies? Doesn't matter which one. Thank you all.
There you go. So what I will ask of you is if you could pretty please clear your tables of your drinks, your food, and come back over here.
I'm standing up for this, so.
All right, and I think she's actually right. So, do you all have 4 diapers? Do you have one of your diapers? You only have 2? Okay, so.
Oh, no, we have 4.
We have 4.
Okay, so if I could just take one diaper, please. You sure you have? Okay, perfect. So here we go. Now we have this. I'm gonna now give you this. Ready? Hold up, we're all gonna do this together.
So have I, but it was worse than this. It was a real baby.
I've never.
Never, all right, so we're gonna lift these legs up, but these babies are stiff, so when you lift their legs up, they don't go up all the way. And I didn't put anything in your baby's diaper.
Oh my goodness.
No.
7 hours?
Stop!
Is there Nutella in there? I'm gonna cry.
So,
Nutella.
no, so I did not damage my babies in order to teach this class, so it's just like a little yellow streak on the diaper. All right, so pretend you have gloves on your hands, if you decide to wear
I don't have gloves on my hands.
Pretend there is a pad beneath your baby. You want to make sure you have everything at your table or at your work area before you actually start. So let's go ahead and open up what we need, because we don't want to have to walk away. All we need right now, we don't have any cream. Yes, please open it, please open the pads. And I need you all to pause for a moment, because all of these wipes are starting to look the same. How do you know a hand wipe from a baby wipe from a chemical wipe? I need you to read first.
Baby soft, baby wipes, pre-moistened, sensitive.
So usually it's gonna say something like sensitive, hypoallergenic. Please do not use a hand wipe on a baby because it has too much chemicals on it. All right, so we have the correct wipe?
Yes.
All right, so now go ahead and make sure you, if you have a baby that has clothing, let's go ahead and unsnap.
Oh, this one's Addison.
Ooh, we're living rough, okay. All right, and so, right now, good for you, your baby's poop or pee did not go through the clothing. So move the back of the clothing out the way, awesome. You can open up the diaper, the front of the diaper, and then we usually close those tabs. It's just a little pee-pee, just a little pee-pee. Okay, and so now when you pull the diaper down and you see the little yellow streak.
Why is it white?
Well, hold up, now your baby's totally
I
naked. I'm sorry, I have to come over here. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do, everybody. We actually have to wipe the baby first before.
I know that.
So this front part of the diaper, you can actually tuck it under. All right, so you put the legs down. Your babies are behaving. All right, so
Now
you're
what
gonna
am I
tuck the front part down. Tuck the front part down. Get a wipe and actually wipe down. So we're actually gonna tuck it under. Tuck, tuck, tuck. So
So, now tuck this under with your hand, I'm not gonna do it, and now lower the baby's leg, lower the leg. And now, which direction do you wipe, everybody? Oh, no, don't go front and back. If you go front and back, you put poop somewhere poop shouldn't be. So everybody, we just wipe down, wipe. Oh, what? I need you to look at the baby, because they're. Oh, I'm sorry. All right, so look at the baby, wipe down, and then tuck that into the diaper, okay? And don't just pull out the diaper yet, because I need you to have your new diaper ready.
Just one more.
And you would wipe until there was no more residue, and something else too, just like with toilet paper, what do you do after each wipe? Do you keep using the same spot?
No.
No, so every time you use a wipe on the baby too, every time you wipe down, you wanna flip it. Okay, so now, probably with one hand. With one hand, you wanna hold the baby's legs up. They start
These
moving.
legs aren't movable.
Look at him, he's doing it kinda sorta maybe. Okay.
Like that?
So watch it out.
Like
One
this?
leg, there we go, baby's up. Go ahead and take that diaper out. Don't let the baby back down yet. And now, there we go. How high up do you want the back of the diaper? So good, you got this, don't overthink it. The baby's gonna pee, and you don't have a diaper on.
There you go.
Oh crap, put baby back down, put baby back down.
Okay, we're good.
Open up your new diaper.
All right.
She's hyperventilating, okay. All right, great job. All right, now close that in. I have a trash can for you. Do not leave your baby. Do not leave your baby.
Hold on.
You got it?
Oh, what are you doing to her?
All
How
right.
does this thing work?
It doesn't work in here. Let me come over.
Back on.
Let's see
Well,
what
it
happens.
looks you got it? You figured it out? Yes. Okay. So this right here, just bring it out.
Wait, was it this loose?
It's fine. The clothes, it's just big clothes on a little mannequin baby. You got it, girl. You got it. You're doing it. Now move the dirty diaper. Because the dirty diapers, there we go. Fold it in on itself. Oh, good.
Where's the trash?
Right here, dear. Good. All right, and so once your baby's diaper's changed, what do you do with your hands?
We wash
Wash your hands.
You know what? Since I can't watch the child while washing my hands, you're gonna see the child. She's your problem
Alright,
now.
so I really have to go find these other diapers. How many more diapers do you have? Just one there? Okay,
Can I
so.
wash my hands though for
Yes,
real?
for real, go, yes, okay, I'm gonna take her into
Where am
the
I
kitchen
going?
area. You all keep practicing. If you've already practiced, help a partner. Let me go find some more diapers. Oh, my goodness.
Diaper.
Oh, my goodness.
You don't have a diaper. No. No, this is the last one. No, it's just this. Feel the baby.
Are we switching now? Yeah. My hands are dirty.
Oh, not yet. Yay, everybody, I went to the store and I bought back more diapers. Yay.
I'm so glad I washed my hands.
Alright, so whoever hasn't practiced, go ahead and practice. Let's get these diapers changed. Yes, yes.
Have the diapers ready.
Leave her alone. This is first day of training.
Wipe it down.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for turning it back off. So thank you. Yes, so that's for CPR. All right, thank you all for taking good care of our babies, wiping our babies, not getting any pee or pee. I'm gonna be right back with everybody.
Yes, wipe it out. Put it on and then lift up.
It's hard to grab.
Does anyone need help?
Make sure that the baby's out.
Great job, everybody. Remember, if you wipe down, you can't use the same spot. What do you have to do with that wipe? Okay.
It's on the baby, you have to keep it up.
Open the diaper here. But hopefully your baby in the real world will have a pad or something beneath them so that you would not get any, how's it going, everybody? Good job babysitting. That diaper looks wonderful. Great job. Great job. Okay, I do have clothes for your baby. Your baby's no longer naked. Chips never sounded so good before. Those chips sound amazing. So this is a mannequin that's really, really stiff. Can you please sit the baby up for me? Thank you. Here we go, going over the big old head. And so now, good luck on getting that stiff baby. You gotta move it over closer to you. All right, so does anyone need hand sanitizer? Do you need wipes? We got a lot of sanitizer.
Yes, please. Okay, enjoy your homework.
Can I give you any? No. There we go. Great job, everybody. We're almost out of this. I'm sorry. I'm gonna leave this one in the center for when you all are done. Trash cans here in the center. And we're almost done with class, everybody. I'm so proud of you all.
We're almost done?
Yes, after this, we have CPR and first aid. That's it. Yay. I mean, you're trying to leave me already? Yay.
I think you were more excited about learning the CPR.
Yeah.
I was literally watching you. I really couldn't use it.
You did good. And I do apologize for the warmth in here. I'll call maintenance whenever the class is over.
Okay, please. Because
Is there anybody who doesn't have water who wants water? Because I have extra bottles up there.
I will take.
I'll bring it to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Miss D, do you want a bottle of water? Okay. I'm so proud of you all. Our future babysitters. If babies weren't so expensive, you all would maybe want to have another one. But I can't afford it. I mean, how are you gonna have a job? Anyway, all right, so what questions do you all have about what we learned so far? Questions?
It's so hard.
Just being a good babysitter. All right, so back to our agenda. Let's see if we covered everything.
Hopefully we did.
So we talked about playtime, we covered basic caregiver skills, and now the next part of class is basic first aid and CPR. I'm gonna show a video. Anything that's a distraction, just put it in the center of the table. Because I know you all have a smaller table and 3 babies over there.
This thing. No offense, baby. I think it was hers.
I don't have my watch on. What time is it, please?
12, almost 12:35.
Awesome. I told your parents 1:30. Awesome.
Like the music behind it. Makes it so cool.
Are you okay? Can I see?
Bleeding reduces the oxygen carrying capacity of blood.
Okay, squeeze your arm really tight, Dale. Keep the pressure on it. Josh, I need
heavy or uncontrolled, bleeding can quickly become life-threatening. An open wound of similar size in a child or adult may result in the same amount of blood loss, but the percentage of loss will be much greater for the child. Arterial bleeding is bright red and will often spurt from a wound. It can be difficult to control due to the pressure created by the heart's contractions. If the blood is dark red and flowing steadily, it is likely coming from a damaged vein. Bleeding from a vein can be heavy. Regardless of the source, all heavy bleeding must be controlled as soon as possible. Clot-forming fibers naturally collect at a wound site to create a patch to stop bleeding. Severe bleeding can overwhelm this process and prevent clotting from occurring. Josh, call EMS.
Sure.
Activate EMS immediately for any heavy bleeding. Bleeding exposes you to potentially infectious body fluids. Always use protective barriers to protect both you and the injured child. Continuous firm and direct pressure applied to a wound is the best method for controlling external bleeding. Good job. Quickly expose and inspect the wound. Using a clean, absorbent pad or dressing, apply direct pressure with the flat parts of your fingers directly on the point of bleeding. If a pad is not available, apply direct pressure with just your gloved hand.
Ew.
If blood soaks through the pad, apply another pad, leaving the initial pad in place. Apply more pressure with the palm of your hand. Apply a pressure bandage to provide continuous pressure to the wound. Wrap a roller gauze or elastic bandage around the injury with enough pressure to maintain bleeding control. Avoid wrapping the bandage so tightly that the skin beyond the bandage becomes cool to the touch, bluish, or numb. Make sure a finger can be slipped under the bandage once it is applied. When barriers are not available, an injured child can provide self-care, or a provider can use improvised barriers, such as a plastic bag.
Questions? How do you know? Yes, what question do you have for me?
Question, why did they use such a big pad for that tiny little wound? The second one?
Because when you inspect your first aid kit and you only have one size pad, that's the pad you use. So when you all are in these homes, and that's why I was like, make sure they have everything they need. But yeah, you use what you have. But if you don't have a pad at all, what could you use?
A towel.
Towel. Think about how big a towel is. So you have to fold the towel up until it can fit on the arm. So pretty much they use what they had available. All right, what about you all? Does someone have a question? Because I have a question. How do you know an arterial bleed from a venous bleed? Ooh, give someone else a chance over here. Arterial versus venous. Go ahead.
Arterial is, it comes out in short bursts and is brighter red.
Yeah, so you're right, it's the color and short burst. So it's going to be, they're going to lose a lot of blood faster because every time the heart pumps, that's that squirt. The heart pumps and the blood squirts out. Regardless of whether it's arterial or venous, the treatment's going to be the same. Try to get the kid to calm down. And if you are putting on your gloves, try to get them to apply pressure while you are gloving up. I only, can I see the size of your hands? I'm gonna have to get some medium gloves. Oh my God.
I have actual tiny hands.
Okay, so,
I can see you do too.
so I do have smalls. So most of you all would be smalls. Let me see your hands again. I think you're borderline. Okay, so you're small. And then I'm gonna get some medium gloves. Do you put those on? These are latex free, so we don't have to worry about latex allergies. And then for those of you all who have larger, oh no, just give it up. No. Oh yeah, just give it up. The smalls are really small.
Aw, I like being small.
They were
Also, they're clear.
Okay, so there's not really a correct way to put on gloves.
I guess I'll be part of the.
You're now an adult with
That's a lie.
small
That's a
hands.
lie.
She's like, I don't want to grow up on Is there anybody over here who needs the larger gloves? If they're not fitting, don't force them.
The only reason I go with small ones is because they actually fit my fingers.
Thank you so much. And so you're not performing surgery right now, it's just a matter of you protecting your hands. And what are you protecting your hands from? What could be in the blood? What are some bloodborne pathogens? Ooh, let's go back. Bloodborne pathogens. Germs that could be carried in the blood. Ow.
Ow!
HIV,
AIDS.
hepatitis. And so when you're putting on gloves, it's to help you, we don't want you contracting anything. If you don't have gloves, what could you put on your hands instead?
Plastic bags.
Can't use a t-shirt. T-shirt is permeable, so don't even waste your time. You put a t-shirt on something, it's just gonna seep through, it's gonna get on your hands. So now that you have your gloves on, you all don't punish Carson too much over there for being in the center. But Carson
Wait.
has 2 arms, so you get an arm. And you get an arm, and then Carson, you get to punish me. All right, you two, same packet, you practice on each other. Alright, so here's you two.
I don't mind if you don't
You
want
too?
to. So this is for Oh, it came with gloves.
But it's okay. No, they may be small.
Okay.
Alright, and so you all should have multiple things. You should have a pad. Alright, and so if someone's bleeding you all, you want to apply direct pressure.
Arm, please.
Apply, right here. You want to apply pressure, so someone pick up the gauze and apply pressure. When you're perfect, it doesn't matter which one, you're doing a great job. Apply pressure. Now with your free hand, pick up the rolled gauze. And you can ask the person if they can help you. Can you help me? And I'm gonna hold it if you ask me, okay? And so now you wanna roll the gauze. Oh my God, there we go, we got it, good job. And so now I'm gonna pause you, once it's halfway rolled. You don't have to unroll the entire thing. What you can do instead, everybody, is you can just tuck it, if that would not have happened. You can just tuck it.
No.
Good job, everybody. What do you do if they bleed through? Oh, hold on, you can get another one.
Do I have to restart?
No. What you do instead is, I just took this one, I made a whole complete mess out of what he was doing over here, is the triangular bandage.
Do we have,
Tape, scissors?
scissors?
Nope, so just tuck it.
Tuck like the
Do I
whole
rip?
roll.
So what you do, no, you don't have to rip it, just literally tuck it under.
If you do that, just put it in.
Just tuck it in.
I'll just put another one on
But you
top.
want to tuck it in away from the injured area.
Is this okay?
That is perfect. Your patient keeps moving. Your patient sucks.
It's fine.
And so, let's say that they're still
Oh.
bleeding. What you want to do instead is keep it folded. And if they're still bleeding, put another one on top. And then you could wrap more. You all, these look great. Great job, everybody. All right, so I was a bad patient.
Looks like I'm trying to give you muscles.
Make sure you put your foot in your
You're still trying to make a tourniquet over here. I see you. You're trying to make a tourniquet.
I'm done.
He's still bleeding. He needs stitches.
How does it look?
You did a very great job. Those look great. And I messed up his artwork over here, so I apologize.
Can I grab another one so you can do it on me?
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna unwrap it. We're
Oh.
gonna use it. When you unwrap, just try to keep the rolled, the curvature rolled together. So you wanna roll. Let's unroll it
keep
and
it
now
like
you can
this.
use it on your partner, yes.
Yeah, I'm a really good roller.
And everybody, even though your hands may be sweaty, keep those gloves on so I can show you all how to take off your gloves as a team.
We're good.
Alright, very good, and now your partner, once you have everything rolled back up, your partner can then perform the skill on you.
It's starting to look like.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You gotta do other stuff too, so.
Are you all learning a lot?
Yes.
Good.
Learning how to expertly roll. Roll.
patience over there. And so even though we were joking, one of the students stated, hey, I'm still bleeding. Remember, you're calling who? 911. You're just the first part of the chain of survival. They probably will need sutures. All right, so. All right, Carson.
What do we use this for?
That's what you, if you have it, that's what you apply first.
Okay, here you go. I am bleeding. Right there.
Okay, she failed. And so you can fold it if you want, if it makes you feel that good.
Do you want me to
All right,
help
ladies,
you
we're
more?
doing fine over there? Does anyone have any questions?
How do you know if you're putting enough pressure?
When the bleeding slows. So that's the, and so it may feel like you're hurting her, but the goal is to slow down the bleeding. And so you're basing your pressure based upon the amount of blood flow. Okay, so if they're squirting out, you gotta really apply some pressure. None of your kids in your care should have an injury this severe, okay? Just little Band-Aids and boo-boos.
Yeah. Am I bleeding out?
No, you're not bleeding out. Your face is still pink. She still has blood for everybody. She has oxygen. Great job.
Thank you. Stop bleeding now.
This is extra care.
You know, I didn't ask. What do y'all want to be when you grow up?
Actress.
Actress, okay.
Yeah, I'm taking acting classes.
Wonderful. A traveling photographer. You're going to see the world and take pictures. What about you?
A reptile vet.
A reptile vet. What if it's a, they give you an animal that has fur? You're not going to take care of it?
Yes.
Save veterinarian.
I can save lives now.
That is very good. You all did. Give yourself applause. You did great. Put those gloves on. All right, so I think I heard from 3 people. What do you want to be, Carson? You know what? And it's fine, because even once you're an adult, you usually change your mind about what you want to be every year. All right, what about you, Antonio?
Something in English.
Something in English.
Something like that.
Okay, all right.
I said something in English.
Something.
A singer, I think.
Singer, wonderful.
Yeah,
You can change the word.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
An author.
An author.
Cool, that would be all your
All right,
books.
what about you? No idea? Any idea yet what you want to be when you grow up?
An actress.
An actress, and what about you?
I do this with you. As a performing artist.
That is wonderful. So now all of my actresses, actors.
I am as well as an actress.
What I can, you all are amazing. The reptile vet who will also see pets with fur. Now it's time to take off your gloves. All right, so I'm gonna put on a pair of gloves. You gotta watch me.
Unwrap me.
And so, yes, please unwrap your partner.
Kind of hard.
It's
a little tight. It's just a little tight. I'm good.
Carson, she really wasn't sick. Just unwrap it.
Just unwrap, I don't even care.
Now we'll throw them
Take
away.
it.
Okay, now,
We don't throw it all
Oh,
away.
yeah.
So you all, when you're putting it in the bag, it doesn't have to be neat, because we're gonna throw these away. Just now that he doesn't need the baby anymore, he's just tossing the baby to and fro.
Oh,
This poor baby.
Two.
It's okay to trash. There's 2. It's okay. We won't reuse
It's
those.
It's
okay.
fine, guys.
Be calm, y'all. Be calm.
All right. So once
She said we were just.
and you
gonna
just
go
put
this
them,
way.
just put them on the table, and then I'll make sure I bring the trash cans around whenever I collect your gloves.
What am I doing? How?
So
Are
just
we
sit
going
on the
like this?
table. No. We're gonna make sure the whole group knows how to do it together. You all, we have contaminated hands, contaminated gloves on our hands. And so if we hold the gloves up, the blood is going to go down our arms. So we don't ever hold dirty gloves up. We hold them
Hands down, Antonio.
down.
Yeah.
All right, so watch me first. The first glove you take off, and I have 2 tables looking. You take it off from the palm. Watch me first, because if you touch the edge of the glove, you're going to contaminate your skin. So I'm going to come up front to make sure everybody can see me. Watch me first. I'm going to pinch and pull off. So you 3, pinch and pull off, and then continue to get.
Hold on. You just gotta like drag it around.
And so just, and baby, so don't pull too much, just kinda like bring it, there we go, bring it up, feed it. You just put blood on my table, and then once you take it off, my table down there, just pause for a moment, cause I want you to have a secure bloody glove in your gloved hand.
There we go. I got it.
You all with these, okay, but you can't have it hanging, blood's dripping out.
I mean,
Secure,
inside out.
secure. Use your fingers, feed it, use your glove fingers. Feed it, feed it, feed it, okay?
It took my hand.
Let's see what's going
Can I
on
put it in
here.
the bag now?
No, it has blood on it. It
It's
doesn't.
a bag.
No, but see, in the real world, you wouldn't put blood in a regular trash can. So we gotta.
Oh, you go on.
Pause. Everybody, you ready for your second glove? Let me come back up
You're
front.
supposed to do the
What am I supposed to do with this one?
So, everybody, clean hand cannot touch a dirty glove. So now watch me first. 2 fingers under. Watch me first. Don't do it. 2 fingers, whites of the fingers down. Watch me. 2 fingers under. And then don't touch the inside. You touch the inside, you get blood on your thumb. Pull it off. 2 fingers under. 2 fingers under. 2 fingers under.
I'll
2
try
fingers.
with my 2 fingers.
And now just pull it off. Pull it off. Pull it off. No, you put blood on my table.
Okay,
No.
hold on.
I failed on this one.
There we
Come
go.
on, guys, come on.
I did it,
It
y'all.
has to be inside.
Great job, everybody. All right, and so now I'm passing
My
around
hand is so
hand
sweaty.
sanitizer.
Can I just like basketball throw it?
No, because you can hit your partner with a bloody glove.
My hands are sweaty.
All right, so what happens after you take off your gloves? What should happen?
Hand sanitizer.
Hands, so you should wash your hands. And I have a couple of bottles.
Yeah.
There's a bottle behind you, Gabby. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
there's some more.
Hand sanitizer.
You stole our bottle, Gabby. You do that.
Be careful with the baby.
Oh.
So what I foresee is a lot of you all having poopy hands after changing a diaper, or you're going to shake the glove and poop is going to fall out, and the parent's going to have poop on the floor.
Unless you pick it up and wipe after.
Or you could just watch me again, imaginary gloves. First glove, you pinch. Second glove, 2 fingers, you go under. How do I take off my imaginary gloves, everybody? Tell me.
Pinch the palm of your first hand.
And then pull it out like this, or no?
No.
No?
You gently
slide it
Roll
off.
it off.
Okay, and then do I shake it?
Roll
Yeah.
it up. Put 2 fingers under, and then pull it
So
off.
if you're teaching, you can do it, but if I'm teaching, you make me a bad teacher. Yes, ma'am.
Is it always fingernails up when you keep the glove off?
Some people like to fling it, so I found if you go with the whites of your fingers down, but whenever you're practicing with gloves, whenever you're taking care of a kid, see which one works best for you, okay? Doesn't have to be perfect, I just need you not to contaminate yourself. Remember, what are those bloodborne pathogens?
Germs, AIDS, and HIV.
And hepatitis, so that's why.
Yeah.
Or, just the fact that it's poop on your hands. That alone should
That
cause
gives
you
me
to.
the heebie-jeebies.
Alright, and so you need to think about that if you're babysitting a baby, whether or not you're going to be providing your own gloves, or if you want the family members to provide the gloves. Most of us provide infant care without gloves, but we make sure we wash our hands a lot. What questions do you all have about gloving? Now I need a huge favor from everybody. I need you to release the bottom of your baby's diaper, release it. Not the diaper, the actual clothing, release it. Expose the baby's chest, bring that shirt all the way up. I don't even know what happened over there.
Don't see anything.
You said bring it all the way
I
up.
forgot it was a real baby and not a doll.
Remember, our babies are allergic to what? What are our babies allergic to?
Ink.
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 Okay,
Don't
so
you tell-
move those pins away from the babies. They're allergic to ink.
Take that pen away from me.
Alright,
I
so
mean, there's some
the
tattoos.
reason why I had you expose the baby's chest is because this baby's not moving anymore.
Don't touch the
So whoever has a baby in their hand, stand up. Turn the baby sideways. The baby should be going lengthwise. You see that button that's on the baby's diaper? Never mind, you can't see it because it has a black diaper on. The original diaper, the white diaper. Go ahead and press that button, turn it on. And now your baby should light up.
I don't like it.
So this is gonna tell you if you're compressing at the right rate, but I need to backtrack. When would you know if you have to perform CPR on a baby?
The baby's not.
They can't breathe, and so a baby or a child doesn't have to be dead before you perform CPR. They have to have signs of poor perfusion. So if you're Caucasian, what are signs of poor perfusion?
We turn red or purple.
Okay, so bluish purple. What about somebody who's dark skinned? Pale. And something else you can always look at would be the fingernails. What would be significant about fingernails? They'll turn really pale. They won't be pink. Pink indicates what?
Aliveness.
Aliveness, which means blood flow, circulation. When it's no longer pink, who's on the phone? 911. They're gonna say, what's your emergency? The baby's not crying, the baby's turned blue. Don't do anything that she's doing right now. Okay.
Don't watch me. I'm bad at this.
Alright, so what age range constitutes a baby? Less than 0 to 1 is a baby. Okay, so 0 to 1, everybody, even with the socks on, pretend the baby's foot is bare. I want you to tap on that baby's foot and say, baby, baby. Baby. That is the most sensitive area on the baby. So if they failed that, they should do something. This baby did nothing. We're now calling 911. They're asking, what's the emergency? You're saying the baby's not moving. They're going to ask you, is the baby breathing? You don't have to check for a pulse. Look for the chest rise for 10 seconds. Don't put your finger over his mouth. Just look at the chest rise. She's torturing this baby over here. How many seconds do you check for chest rise? 10 seconds. And now you're going to say the baby's not breathing. They're going to ask, do you know CPR? And what's your answer going to be? Yes. They're going to ask, do you have an AED? And unfortunately, if you're home, the answer is no. You don't have an AED, but you do know CPR. 2 fingers in the center of the baby's chest, near the nipple line, in the center. You're going to press down 30 times, and it's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's count to 30. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Got 2 green lights on the diaper. 15, 16, 17. Great job. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Repeat after me. Say, Nurse E.
Nurse E.
I will not kiss your mannequin.
Kiss your mannequin.
So, but if this was a baby who was in your care that you really, really love, you could provide mouth to mouth. Except for if it's a baby, we don't put our mouth on a baby's mouth only. We put our mouth on their nose and their mouth, and we would give a breath. A consequence of giving a breath is that you can contract something or the baby could vomit. And you
In your mouth?
Yeah.
No, I will not be doing that.
So you can save someone's life without risking your life by just doing chest compressions, yes.
You have to make sure the baby's mouth is open first, right?
Well, no, because you're putting your mouth over what?
The mouth and the
nose and the mouth. Because if they have an obstructed airway, even if you just breathe into their mouth, I mean, either way it could be obstructed, but we usually put our mouth over both, okay? So now I want you to simulate it. You promised me you would not kiss the baby. What you're simply going to do is just tilt the head up just a little and say the word breath and breath. So tilt the head and breath. Okay. And so it's not tilting the head down, it's bringing that chin up. So everybody just a little bit. So take your hand off the forehead. Take your hand off the forehead. Sorry, there we go. Off the head, period. And this is all we're doing. Here on top, not on the bottom. May I? Here and here. Open up the airway. Opposite way. Opposite way.
I'm sorry.
No, turn it. Take the baby's head towards Carson. Oh Lord, I'm coming over. Oh Lord, I'm coming over.
Like that?
Yes, like that. But we're not turning, baby. Not turning them. Just tilt. That's it.
Okay.
And now everybody bend down and say the word breath. Breath. And now say it again. Breath. You give each breath over 1 second. So after 30 compressions, you give 2 breaths. If you did not want to kiss the mannequin or the baby or get vomit in your mouth, you don't give any breaths. So what I'm going to show you now is how to save a baby's life without stopping to give breaths. Make sure notes are written. I'm trying, Miss D, I'm trying. All right, so 2 fingers, center of the chest, 2 fingers. When we get to 30, we immediately start over at 1. Let's do 30 compressions, let's go. 1. I need to hear you count.
4, 5,
Perfect.
7, 8, 9, 10.
Baby has a clicker. Go
13,
down.
14,
15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Great job. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. All right, now I'm gonna pause you because I do see some of you all struggling with that shirt. If that shirt's in the way, you can either cut the shirt off, but for our classroom purposes, try to pull that shirt up a little bit more. You can hold it up with your finger. All right, let's go back to compressions. Let's go, no stopping. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. All right, and so I see this on your fingers are getting, you're getting tired. I want you to take your hand and wrap it around the bottom of the baby. Put those 2 thumbs in the center of the chest. So 2 thumbs should be here, hands wrapped around, 2 thumbs meet in the center. And now do it. Let's try it this way. 2, 3. That may be easier for you. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Great job. Which way worked easier for you? Do you feel? 2 thumbs. So it doesn't matter which way you do it, as long as you save the infant's life. You all,
save it?
you did. Whoever, yes ma'am.
So how do you know, like, how fast or how slow to
So always count, or you can say,
stay alive?
Stand alive, stand alive. I know, right? So corny. But if you count it out, what we found with most lay persons, that means people who are not medical, is that
I'm sorry, I'll sit down.
they're afraid they're going to hurt the baby, so they don't compress deep enough. If you compress really fast, you're not allowing the heart time to refill with blood. So that's why keeping that constant rate is really important. Yes, ma'am.
Is there another way to do it for like toddlers, since you can't put your hands around
We'll
their
get to
face?
them next. Right now, we're still on
Are we doing
infants.
adults yet?
So actually, children and adults are the same, and we will be doing those.
Okay.
But we gotta get through the infants first.
Mhm.
You all pass your baby. Pass your baby to somebody who has these times. Is there an extra baby over there? Okay. So much is going on over there. I have no idea what's
At
happening.
least
All
we
right.
can
We're
do
going
those
on
things.
over here. So remember to stand up. Let's stand up. And I didn't say it before. The baby should be on a hard, flat surface. So if the baby's in the crib, you have to take them out of the crib. Baby should be turned sideways to move some of these items over. Right? Because you don't necessarily want to have the baby's foot towards you. And I did forget your name, dear. Can you turn your baby sideways? Like you see her baby's lip ways? Turn your baby. Would you separate? Okay, all right, so 2 fingers, nipple line, let's compress to 30, let's go. 1, 2, I can hear you.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
I can't hear you say
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28,
Don't stop, let's go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Remember what you promised me. What did you promise me? You would not kiss. But I want you to show me, simulate, show me how you give a breath. Open up the airway, head tilt, chin lift. And if you're giving a breath to a baby, where would you put your mouth?
Over the mouth and nose.
Perfect. Only person who hasn't performed, do the 2 thumb and circle hand technique. Make sure you understand that. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Great job. Last person's gonna be Antonio. Antonio, you're by yourself. Give him applause, everybody. Rest Antonio, it's not on you. Everyone else can have a seat. And would you please power your baby's diaper off for me, please? Right. Everyone except for Antonio. So yours can be on here.
Oh.
That way you can see your lights. You just yeah.
Yes, you really like being a parent,
One,
Gabby.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
I'll take that out.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23,
Perfect. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. One more cycle for me. Go again.
1, 2, 3,
4, 5,
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17,
18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Can you show me the two thumb and circling hand technique? Perfect. Don't go too fast. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Stay alive. Stay alive. I don't know what number you're on.
I don't know what number. I'm gonna say 30.
Okay, very good. Give them applause, everybody. Alright, and so now you power off your baby's diaper also. Now, for classroom purposes, we did 3 cycles, we just stopped. When would you stop in the real world?
Never,
Until
until its heart starts, until it starts breathing.
Okay, but remember, the baby didn't have to be dead before you started CPR. They had to have signs of poor perfusion, so what did we check
Something-
for?
If there's something lodged in the mouth part.
What did we see?
Paleness or bluish.
So that means if their hearts, if they're breathing effectively again, more likely their coloration's improved, or the color to their fingertips have improved. If you don't understand that, just keep going until who gets there? 911, okay? And you just keep going until you can go unlock that door, and then they will take over for you, okay? Now, you can use an AED on an infant, but that's not something I'm gonna be teaching you during this class, because you all don't have access to AEDs. Those are the shocking devices. What questions do you have about preventing cardiac arrest in an infant? What would cause a child to go into cardiac arrest? Usually it's not their heart.
It's if something's blocking their airway.
Yeah, so the way that we prevent it from happening is we do what? What are we looking for?
We keep tiny wires and outlets and, not out, tiny cars and little baby toys that shouldn't be in their, within their reach.
Yes, you had a question?
How do you check to see if they're breathing?
So just look for chest rise. So everybody take a deep breath in, and then release, exhale. And so babies breathe really fast. And so you're either gonna see their stomach moving or their chest moving. When you barely see no movement, or if you see way too much movement, that's an emergency. And so that's when you're really watching the baby, calling 911. And I'm not gonna give you numbers, I'm just gonna tell you to look at the coloration. If the color looks off or that baby's cry is off, that's a sign that something could be happening. Good question. What other questions do you have? Yes?
Does it matter which way your fingers go, if they're this way or that way?
Doesn't. Just think about your comfort and how long you're gonna be there doing it. And if your fingers get tired, what's the other alternative? Two thumb. All right, so pass me the babies. You all are relieving your babysitting duties.
Hold on. I cannot let this baby go
I
naked.
have to wipe the babies down anyway, so y'all don't have to redress them.
I have to preserve this, like, it has,
Child, I just thank you all for changing the baby's diapers. I appreciate you all. Great job. So what were you all expecting from this course, and did this course meet your expectations? Yeah, that's really good. May I have the baby over there, please? Thank you.
you can take Annabelle, I guess.
Oh, I love that name, but we don't name them because I have to live with them.
Okay, you're still scary to me, but it's not that bad now.
Oh my goodness, I remember being on it for the
I like the sound it makes.
Oh my goodness, girl. Take that baby away from her.
All right, someone tell me your time, please.
A half past freckle.
And it's a 1:08.
Okay, so 108.
Half past freckle.
No.
I'll take this out your way, I'll take this out your way. Okay, thank you so much. And so, all right, so how do you all go back and watch a recap of the videos, or even to watch this video? Where do you go to?
YouTube.
YouTube, Laura the Trainer.
Oh.
Remember, the mannequins are allergic to
Is it real, is it fake skin or?
It better not be real skin.
Is it fake skin? Or is it like
We did not
silicone?
sign up for this.
Well, being that I worked in labs, then we have cadavers and, yeah, this is fake skin. It's not real
Oh my god.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Because I want to know where I get real adult human skin from.
But I get nervous if things blurt out of my mouth on accident. So whatever I said, like real skin, it's probably me being nervous.
Carson, you're going first, Carson.
Oh my god, all
You're
this
going
skin.
first. I'm gonna save you for last this time. Did you push down? This one of these is yours. All right, so my students on this side of the room, I want you to stand up. I want you to move your papers on your mannequin. So just on this side, just on the side that I'm on. So you two ladies can have a seat. You two can continue standing. Can I get you standing also here? All right, bring your mannequin closer. All right, I want you to, first of all, the person's on the floor. You have to make sure the scene is safe before you approach. So I want you to look left and look right. Let's look around. Is the scene safe? Say yes.
Yes.
Now we have little Tommy. Little Tommy's on the floor and he's not moving. We have to try to wake him up. So you're gonna tap on his shoulders and say, hey, are you okay? Tommy didn't move, you all. It doesn't mean Tommy's dead. So what would be a reason that little Tommy's not moving, but he's still alive?
Obstruction of air.
Obstruction of airway. What do little kids put in their mouths? And this would be somebody who's over the age of 1. This is from somebody 1 to 120. This is how we just, say it again? Pen caps. Maybe they got into grandma's medicine cabinet. So it could have overdosed, okay? Okay, so it could have some chemicals. So as you're tapping and shouting, you're now, regardless of whether they're dead or alive right now, we have somebody who's not responding. You're calling 911. And what are you gonna tell the operator? Tommy's not
breathing.
Well, we don't know if he's not breathing yet. We definitely know he's not responding, okay? So now, how do you check for breathing? What are you looking for?
Pulse.
Nope.
Color.
So as a lay person, you don't have to feel for a pulse. For you only have to check for breathing. How do you know if someone's breathing? What would you see? All right, so 10 seconds is all you get. Look at their chest. Is it moving? 9, 8, 7, or no? So now one's going to ask, do you know CPR? And your answer is going to be yes. All right, so the chest has to be exposed. Men, if you don't feel, I don't know why she's making the face. It's usually going to be the ladies in the, okay, so if you all do not feel comfortable exposing the chest, you perform CPR on top of clothing. But the reason why the chest is normally exposed is because we have to prepare for the AED. So with the infant, we pull that shirt all the way up. It's going to be a little bit easier with the infant before an adult, especially a woman who has on a bra. We have to move all that out of the way. So if you don't feel comfortable, what do you do?
Oh, I thought you were going a different way. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
If you don't feel comfortable, what do you do? If someone's dead and you're about to perform CPR, normally we'd be exposing the chest. What are you going to do instead?
Do it on top of the clothes.
Do it on top of the clothing, and because you have 911 en route, they can remove the clothing and the bra whenever they get there, okay? I want you to be comfortable. All right, so now, hand placement. Don't press on the throat. Don't press on the end of the breastbone. Center in the chest. Center in the chest, nipple line, center in the chest. Look at my hands, everybody. And of course, you'll be on the floor. Hold on. Touch your hands, shut your chest a little bit. Okay, and right here, bring your mannequin closer. This is going to hurt. I love y'all. Press down, deep, until you feel the click. We got 1 click, Anastasia. Come on, press down deep. Oh, we got a click over here. There we go, we finally got a click. Press down. All right, here we go, and we may have to put you on the floor, that's fine. Press down. There we go. All right, so let me tell you what that click represents. That click represents 2 inches.
Oh my goodness, really?
That is 2 inches because what is normally protecting the heart?
The sternum, the ribs.
And so guess what we have to get through?
The So that means you're
Sorry,
pressing,
Tommy.
Sue, are you,
Yes, we are.
you're breaking through?
Well, we won't call it breaking through. I'm going to say that I'm going to sacrifice your rib to save your life. Yeah.
So
Because
the
if
first,
we don't compress deeply enough, what organs are not being perfused?
the mind, the brain.
That's what I meant, y'all. That's
So
what I meant.
it's really important for you to press deep enough, otherwise you're just doing something. We want you really compressing. It's gonna be easier on somebody who's smaller, but you can tell from the size of the kids in this room, kids are in different sizes. So for my classroom purposes, if you can't get 30 clicks, I'm okay with that. Because you're not trying to be certified lifesavers right now. You're learning basic first aid and CPR. I need 30 compressions, even though the room is hot. Let's go. Yes, yes. So if you wanna be on the floor?
5,
It's easier on the floor, but okay.
7,
Let me, well, turn this way for me.
9, 10, 11.
Hold up, everybody, pause.
So, let me get out your way.
Okay. Does that actually hurt?
It does hurt. And so if they decide to go to the floor, do you wanna go to the floor?
Alright.
I'll move the chairs.
Okay,
Yes.
be careful with the chairs.
And we have more leverage.
Yeah, because it is good.
Okay, I wanna make sure you don't hit your head, so bring the mannequin
I'll
back
just
just a
sit
little
right
bit.
there instead.
Okay, this is gonna be a lot easier, okay? Let's press down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's pause. All right, so this team over here has a little bit of a better pace. You all, so it's still gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go 30 compressions, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can't hear you. 9, 10, 11, 12. Great job.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20,
21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Great job, keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You only got 2 more cycles left.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20,
1, 2, 3, 24, keep going. 26, 27, 28, 29. Keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Pause. You would do this until what? So they start moving or until EMS arrives. Now I'm gonna ask you all stand up. When you stand up, I want you to come over here against this wall. Stand up. We'll give you hand sanitizer. Stand up, come over. So keep going, be careful with the chairs, go against that wall. Go out in the hall and get some fresh air. I need my next team up. I need 4 people.
I don't wanna go next.
Stay here.
I'll go last with 2 other people. I'll wait. I'm patient.
Ladies, is there any sanitizer down there? Okay, if not, I'm sorry, Carson, walk back side. Here you go. All right. Yes, ma'am.
Would he ask hard if it was a toddler?
Still the same thing, so I wouldn't say as hard, but you still gotta get through the.
Your eyes are like staring at
It's a
me.
possibility, yes. Otherwise, you won't be doing it properly. All right, everybody, hands in position. I hate to tell you, gotta get on those knees. I know it's gonna hurt. Oh, all right. So you could put your dominant hand down first, but let's say on that day your dominant hand is injured, so put down whichever hand you need to, okay? So don't overthink it. Hands in the center of the chest, and pretty much your shoulders are over your hands. So gonna lean up some. Sorry to touch you. All right, so right here. All right, and now press straight down. Press straight down. There we go. Gentlemen, you got it? All right, so we gotta press. Let's have it started. I'm sorry, my music is off. Let's all compress together. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, can't go too fast. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Ladies, you all look perfect over here. Ladies, pause. Because who I can't hear? My gentleman.
Too low.
So let me hear your pace. Let's go ahead and go. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got your place. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4. Press down deep. 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 26, 27, 28, 29. Woo! You walk and stand up, you've been relieved. Our last group. Look, they're running out. They're like, bye. Our last group. Here you go, dear. Okay.
I'm just like.
No problem, last group. Here, let me make sure. Don't be scared. You're prepared. Go ahead and get on the ground. You're prepared. All right, tap on those shoulders. Say, hey, are you okay? All right, point to me and say, hey, you call 911.
I call 911.
All right, point to me and say, hey,
Oh,
you.
I call 911. I need help.
All right, so I'm going to be calling 911. 911's going to say, what's the emergency? What are you checking for?
If he's responsive.
All right, he's not responding. How do you know if he can start CPR? What are you looking for 10 seconds?
Sign of breath.
All right, check for breathing for 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. There's no breathing. What device, if you have one, would you ask for?
AED.
AED. We've not taught you that in the child and babysitting class. All right, everybody, hands in the center of the chest. I'm going to come a little bit closer to you to make sure you're in proper placement. Those hands, those shoulders should be over your hands. So shoulders over your hands. Press down deep. You're going to hear a click.
Oh, God, that hurt.
Okay. Press down. You're going to hear a click.
Okay.
Right.
Ow!
Let me move.
Why are you doing this to us?
There you go. Go ahead, put your hands right here. Lift up. Okay, now press down deep. Press down.
Am
All
I
right,
doing
so
it with
right-
my palm?
So basically your hand press straight down. You're leaning back. There we go. You did it. Now look at lights. All right, everybody, 30 compressions. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Trying to save a little time. You gotta press deeper, ladies. 17, 18. Great job over here. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Keep going, keep going. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Count one, team. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come on, ladies. 12, 13, 14. Great job. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. All right, so if I could please have your mannequins. Oh, Lord. Thank you all. Woo, we'll give you some sanitizer. All right. So everybody, I'm going to stand over here against the wall. I'm going to bring back your chairs. Let's get your chairs. You all are welcome to have a seat. We're going to do our recap. And you all have completed your child and babysitting safe center class. The knees hurt. Hopefully you don't have to do these skills for real. It's just for classroom purposes. But you all are welcome to head back to your seats. Now I'll give you something to clean your hands with. You did it. Just let you breathe. Just let you breathe. All right, so here's a chair. I did take chairs. I'm sorry, musical chairs. Here. So that is their chair.
You know that, I think the only part that hurts is the bottom.
That's what it is, yeah.
Because you're pushing so hard.
Yeah, the top of my knee hurts.
What questions do you all have for me? You all, it has been such a pleasure to teach you. Give yourself applause. Miss D, do you have any final words for the group?
No, I don't think I have anything for the group.
All right,
I got some words.
You have some words? So what words do you say? What do you have?
I did not know how we got through that.
I have
I
my
didn't
hours
mind,
like
but
that.
that
with no
really
air
hurt.
conditioning,
I don't know how
half
half of us.
So I want you to think about this. If you think about being a lifeguard, you know, this is what you'd be doing. You'd be saving kids, pulling them out of the water, performing CPR. And so this is, being a babysitter is serious business. You're responsible for other people. And I'm very proud of you. All right, so, yes, question?
I was gonna tell you thank you for keeping us.
Yes,
warm.
thank you. Yes, thank you, thank you. Thank Thank you so much.
Guess what? If your parents are here, you're free
Mom,
to go. Alright,
Oh,
and then
I
somebody
have no idea if my
will
mom's
be
here
sent
or
via
not.
email,
So,
and if you did not
I-
provide your email address, they're going to Miss D. Yes.
You've helped a lot. I'm a
Thank
little more
you.
informed now.
I appreciate you,
Same
thank
here.
you.
And I have,
Oh,
like,
my
like-
babies, y'all grew up so fast. No, it's warm in here, I want you to be able to get home and get over the fire. Okay, and because it's so warm in here, if it's okay with Miss D, you all are welcome to sit out in the hall, lot of clear. Try to get them to sit down, take their breath in and out, and find out what caused the panic attack. Can you tell me what's wrong? So talking to them really helps. And then you all, Miss D will give you my email address, and if you have further questions, feel free to contact me. Oh, yes. Everybody, I forgot, Epi-Pen. Huh? Epi-Pen, I forgot.
We get to have it?
No, you can have it.
Can I shoot? I wanna do it.
Hold up.
Hold up, I wanna try.
You can't try, I have to teach.
But I wanna try.
No, you don't try on them. All right, so let me stand somewhere where, I'm standing in the center. I'm standing right here. Everybody just turn this way. All right, so when the Epi-Pen, when would you administer an Epi-Pen?
There.
No, not where, when? I heard someone over here say allergic reaction. So this has to be prescribed to the kid, the child. And if you have to give one, you need to be prepared to give the second one. Because sometimes the, whatever caused the allergy, the bee sting or whatever, it could get progressively worse. Their face is gonna be red. How will their breath sound? They're breathing. Wheezing. And so that is a medical emergency, which is why they have the Epi-Pen. Repeat after me. No medicine, no needle.
No medicine, no needle.
So you're gonna practice using the Epi-Pen on your partner, but you will not hurt them because there is no medicine and no needle. All right, so whenever somebody has an Epi-Pen, usually the blue end, you pull out the cap. That's how you activate it. So blue end, pull it out. They need to be seated because this is epinephrine. It's going to give them the fight or flight response. And so when they're seated, it's designed to go through clothing. You're going to take the orange end. That's where the needle would be in a real Epi-Pen. And it's going to go in the center of the thigh. And you're going to inject. Hard. Effective. And you're going to hold for 10 seconds. And whenever you take it out, the needle retracts and a protective covering comes on top. This is a training device. All I'm going to do is push in the sides. Tell me how to use the Epi-Pen. What do I do?
Pull out the blue.
Okay.
And hold it like this and push it into your leg.
Into the front of my leg?
Yes, and push down to the side.
To the side where the meat is, which is near the thigh. And hold it for how many seconds?
10.
And now, 10 seconds later, what do I do?
You
reassess.
You wait and see if it gets
child.
better or
Reassess
worse.
the child and see if it gets better or worse. Did you call 911 already?
Yes.
Inject the parent. Inject the parent. Inject the parent. Inject the parent. All right, so your parent is here. Inject me. Go ahead. And then. All right, so here you go. You can inject me. Someone can inject me.
None of us had a thing.
All right, we're good. No. Ah! Okay, that wasn't too bad. How many seconds would you hold it? 10 seconds, perfect, okay? And then the only thing I didn't say would be massage the area afterwards. Great job. Next person. All right, if you don't want to, everybody's ready to go home, but you have someone else trying to do it. Okay. Are you coming?
I can do it.
Yes.
And you said it just presses it by itself,
Mhm.
like after you take the cap out?
Yes, so once you insert the needle, insert the medicine. Yeah, good, and now when you retract,
It was my greatest pleasure.
the needle retracts and I got several arms on top. Very good. All right, so if you're done with the Epi-Pen, please bring it. Thank you, parents, thank you, students.
Is that good?
You did very well, it was effective. Sure, I just don't, yes. So how many people need to perform?
Okay. Do you want to do it on me? I want to feel what it feels
You
like.
do it on me or whoever's nearest you.
Yeah!
Oh, my God.
both sides.
And we'll go out in the hall and take a photo.
Is it gonna hurt? Hold on. No, it's not gonna hurt. I know there's no like. Alright, go ahead. Okay. It's fine. Just the back. That's not bad. I don't think I did it already, but I think you're doing it for 10 seconds.
Cameron, you're gonna try it on? Your mom is over there. You can try it on me.
I'll try it.
You just
I
can.
don't wanna hurt you.
I'm waiting
It's
to
fine.
set
It's okay.
her.
It's okay. Okay.
Do it on Sylvia, Cameron.
No. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, she needs to try it on somebody. Cameron, you have to do it on Sylvia.
Did it work? You know, wait, and hold on. I don't think I'm breathing correctly. One more time. I don't feel good. I still can't breathe, you know?
So, Cameron has to do it.
Okay.
So
Do you wanna see if you can fix me? She never fixed me.
Go do it on Sylvia.
She didn't keep me alive.
Okay, do it on Sylvia.
think I should feel it. I still can't breathe, y'all.
Oh, Lord, they just. Oh, no, not for you. All right, go for it.
Don't hurt me. Okay. It doesn't hurt that bad, actually.
Oh, wait, I can't.
See?
No, just hold it for 10 seconds, don't forget. Yes. All right, I want a picture with everybody, okay?
Let's hold
everybody. Everybody says fresh air. Yes. Picture.
All right, and y'all can leave the Epi-Pens on the tables. Well, I got it there.
I didn't know it was gonna hurt that bad.
I got it, it's okay, just leave it there. It's, okay, as long as the blue end's there, the blue end there, then it'll stay. No problem, got you.
Thank you.
No, thank you all.
Will you take a picture outside?
Yes.
We're gonna take a picture outside, just wait for everybody.
Oh, the water is. Okay.
Let me stop the camera.
Oh, yeah.
How can I?
Oh, sorry.